The Bank of Ghana has disclosed that it incurred losses of 317 million Ghana cedis in 2023 and some 1.82 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 under the Gold for Oil program. That brings the total losses to some 2.14 billion Ghana cedis in over 2 years. The central bank says that it injected 4.69 billion Ghana cedis into the program, effectively losing 45% of its working capital, or the capital it actually deployed in effort to stabilize fuel prices and then also to support the city. Now let's break this down further. On March 13, 2025, the Bank of Ghana officially ended the Gold for Oil initiative, citing heavy financial losses sustained as the primary reason for shutting it down. Now, Gold for Oil was actually introduced in December of 2022 in response to surging fuel prices, with diesel retailing as high as 23 cedis per litre, and petrol, you recall, was around 17 and 18 cedis at oil stations in November of 2022. A sharp cedi depreciation and the rapid depletion of foreign reserves forced the government and the Bank of Ghana to try an alternative strategy, that is, use gold and not dollars to purchase petroleum products from the international market. The logic behind the program was very simple. Ghana needed a workaround to its dollar shortage that wouldn't further drain the bank's reserves or worsen its currency depreciation. The goal was to ease pressure on the cedi by preserving scarce foreign exchange reserves. Ghana spends about $400 million each month importing fuel or fuel products, making it the major driver of dollar demand in the country. Reducing that pressure, even partially, was central to the program's logic. The bank had already launched a domestic gold purchase program in June 2021, partnering with the then Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, now rebranded as a...
It's barely 1 year since our last visit to Sabonjida DA Basic School. The PTA chairman's embrace tells the story better than words ever could.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
People, we thank you very much. We thank you. We very appreciate your words.
A year ago, the people of Sabonjida were pleading for help. Their children squeezed into overcrowded classrooms. Kindergarten people learned in exposed spaces. Teachers struggled to stay. Parents worried that the future of their children were being built on neglect.
This is my head. This is my mouth.
Today, the community is finally beginning to see results.
Yeah, we like the progress that has happened.
We like you because of you that we are seeing this thing. We are very, very rarely very happy about your coming to this, our Sabonjida community. Since some people came here and it wasn't like you came. You did a lot. You deliver our problem to the government, and we have seen some progress going on.
Behind him stands the most visible sign of that progress: a 6-unit classroom block with offices, a library, store and sanitation facilities. The structure is still under construction, but for a community that spent years waiting for decent classrooms, even unfinished walls represent something powerful, a proof that their voices were heard.
The school is going on. They have come here and access, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom. We are very, 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 very happy. Our community is saying that you get our problem and you didn't sit on it. You send it up, and now it is working on your behalf.
Yes. 250. That's good. Canvas for him.
The intervention followed years of difficult learning conditions. 2 classes have to share a single classroom. One teacher often had to split attention between 2 different syllabi at the same time. For learners and teachers alike, concentration was always a challenge.
Looking at the number of learners and how we combine them is not helping teaching and learning. P3 and P4 are boxed together, which they are supposed to be separated. So sometimes you take something to teach. Once you are teaching P4 syllabus, the P3 learners are disadvantaged. And when you switch to the P3, the P4 ones are also disadvantaged there. So it's not really helping. If these classes are completed in good time and we move there, I think it will solve this situation. Oh yeah, we'll be very, very glad. We'll be very, very glad to move in there.
Is she correct? Yes! Give it to her. Yeah.
The impact of the changes is already becoming visible. School authorities say enrollment has risen sharply from about 125 pupils recorded in November 2024. The school now has more than 250 children enrolled. Many of the new admissions are in the lower primary classes. When the school ran out of space for its youngest learners, the Jesus is the Door Church opened its auditorium for classes during weekdays. The arrangement shields the children from the scorching sun and also keeps lessons going whenever it rains.
Here that the children are sitting, and now we have gotten some church, which is Jesus Door Church. And they have accepted us to send the KG1, KG2, KG3 to that their block.
But the most remarkable response came from the community itself. Faced with no accommodation for teachers in the community, residents pooled their resources and started building a 4-bedroom teachers' quarters. For a community struggling to attract and retain teachers, a decent accommodation became a priority.
Community have seen what you have come to say to us, and we all contribute, and we have some money, a little, and we are putting teachers' bungalow, which is 4 bedrooms, and we wanted to put bathroom to the kitchen, also 1. We are on it that we will do that, and because what you have done, we will not sit down. We also say that when there is a lot of teachers, and when they come to our community, they don't have somewhere to sleep.
I'm staying with the PTA chairman's house. They had to move some children out of a room and offered me in that room. At the inconvenience of the family, about 3-4 children were in a room, and they had to move them out because of me. But thankfully, the community has started a project for the teachers, so which we hope that when completed, it will help us.
This program, supported by the Education Out Loud, is looking at enhancing citizens' ability to be able to engage duty bearers to open up spaces in terms of quality education delivery.
School for Life, The organization supporting citizen engagement through citizen-led action for educational accountability and responsiveness, Sabonjida demonstrates what can happen when communities move beyond complaints and become active participants in finding solutions.
The impact has been great. For the past couple of years that we have embarked on this project, significant progress has been made in terms of enhancing duty bearer responsiveness to the issues that the citizen groups have identified within the communities, the lack of infrastructure, the lack of teachers, the lack of teacher accommodation. These are the major issues affecting quality education delivery in the communities. And the citizen groups have been able to identify these gaps and bringing them to the attention of duty bearers at the local level for them to respond to. And across the project districts, you are witnessing progress in terms of responding to the infrastructure needs, in terms of teacher availability. We are seeing that there's progress. Our work, our collaborative work with these institutions would ensure that even after the project, the actions are still ongoing and that they are responding to the needs of these marginalized groups, based on the pressure that also the citizen groups will put on the local authorities.
We are very privileged for the School for Life. And this our community, what the School for Life is doing to us. Some of the children here, they have been, even they are now high SS, and some are even been to the university due to the School for Life in this Sabonjida. They have helped us a lot.
The transformation in Sabonjida is still a work in progress. The classrooms are not yet complete. The community is still pushing for more teachers and school feeding. But where there was once frustration, there is now momentum. Parents, teachers, community leaders and duty bearers are all playing a role in shaping a better learning environment for the children.
The narrative of pupils of Sabonjida DA Basic School having to learn in a poor infrastructure is gradually becoming a thing of the past, with the construction of the 6-unit classroom block for the community. The pupils and teachers are excited that this project will finish soon and give them hope to chase their dreams. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Sabonjida, Tatale Sangole District, Northern Region.
Initially, I didn't have that thought at all, because I didn't suspect anything negative. I didn't suspect that maybe she's doing something outside, or I didn't have that thought at all initially. But during the pregnancy, something happened.
For 8 days, Kofi waited for the DNA results. The uncertainty weighed on him. It was a test he never imagined he would one day have to take.
You reached this to 5. You've killed him now. Congratulations. So move.
Just months earlier, life looked very different. Kofi had fallen in love. Then came news that changed everything. He was going to be a father.
I was the one that she called that she's having certain symptoms. It happened that when we checked, it shows that she's pregnant. Yeah. And I decided not to tamper with it. Even though I'm not married to her, so So I decided not to tamper with it. So I gave her the assurance that whatever thing I have to do, whatever responsibility that I have to take, or whatever formal thing I have to do, I'm ready to do it. But I was happy that at the end of the day, the baby is finally here after the trauma and all of that.
A healthy baby boy. For many fathers, that would have been enough. But for Kofi, questions remained. Months before the child was born, money went missing from his room. What followed left him struggling to trust the woman he loved.
I had something in my room that got stolen. Yes, so, and she was the only one who had access to my room. So, because for a lady to be able to see a lot of lies like this, what if? So for us to be sure, when the baby comes successfully, we have to try and check if it is ours.
The issue dragged on for weeks. Eventually, she admitted taking the money, but the damage had already been done.
From further confrontations, that's when she admitted. But because if you are the one who did it and you say it once and for all, I think it will not prolong the issue like that. So it's made me lose trust in. She was not truthful. And she said a lot of lies and she made up a lot of stories just to cover her, just to cover what she did and all of that. So that is what triggered the DNA, because we felt that if she can say all these things, what if maybe when you were with her, she had another boy somewhere or another guy somewhere?
Kofi is not alone. Across Ghana, more men are turning to DNA tests for one reason: to know for certain whether a child is theirs.
The 2025 DNA Insights report, over 87% of people or fathers who tested with us or who did the test with us had it been for personal confirmation. They just wanted to clear their doubts. So largely, most of them is to clear their personal doubts, wants to be sure if this child is for me. And that one is based on various reasons. Some the phenotype, as in the physical appearance of the child, some the lifestyle of the mother, some the family, and all those. So they all fall under the personal reasons, like he wants to confirm. Just feel that is court case to settle a court issue, immigration purposes, or family issues. Most of them, it was true. They want to clear their personal doubts.
The findings are striking. Blueprint DNA analyzed nearly 500 paternity cases in 2025.
And out of these cases, of the 42% of the paternity tests conducted came out as paternity exclusion. What I mean is that the tested fathers, or the fathers who were tested, came out as not being the biological father. If I'm breaking it down, it means 4 out of 10. Out of the 10 cases done, 4 of them came out negative, meaning paternity excluded. The father isn't the biological father.
When Kofi finally decided to test, he kept it to himself. His partner did not know, neither did his family.
I just told her I'm taking the boy to somewhere because we were planning for our naming ceremony. I'm taking her to a friend who is a tailor to take him measurements and all of that. So I went for the baby, ordered my ride, and then we went to Blueprint, their Dansuman branch. So they took the baby sample and they took my sample as well.
The child was almost 4 months old when Kofi decided to go ahead with the test. Then came the wait.
Anytime I'm in the office, I'll be counting the days. Today is the 3rd day. When I come to office the next day, today is the 4th day, like that. So I got a mail when I was in the office. Yes, but I couldn't check in the office because they gave me a card which has a serial number which I left at home. So I had to close, get back to home. So I go home around 7. The first thing I did was to look for the card. And then I entered the serial number and then the mail opened. The results was actually what I was expecting, because it would have been a disaster if it went the other way. The results showed that I was the father of the child.
The doubts were gone. The son he had loved from birth was indeed his. For Kofi, the test brought relief. For others, the search for answers continues. As DNA testing becomes more common, questions once settled by trust alone are increasingly being taken to the laboratory.
We've heard news, the child is even 8 years, 9 years. You go and check, the child is not your son or your daughter. So if you don't have doubt, if you're okay, fine. Yes, but the moment you begin to have doubts, it is better you go and check.
Whether the result brings reassurance or heartbreak, more men are choosing certainty. And for them, the answer may be only a DNA test away. Mavis Kabukua's report read to you.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
We are on a journey to making home ownership a reality. See where we are heading to. Our development by Nestus Homes is thoughtfully designed with eco-friendliness in mind, creating a modern and sustainable living environment. We are pleased with the progress so far, with several customers already booking their units in this growing community. A gated community located in a prime location in Tamakomti 26 offers you comfort, serenity, and access to major amenities, giving you the perfect balance of lifestyle, convenience, and investment options. This development provides not just a beautiful place to live, but also a valuable long-term investment opportunity. Take a look at our completed homes as we continue to bring this vision to life. We are gradually taking shape, and you still have the opportunity to be part of this elegant gated community. Reserve your unit today and secure a lifetime of comfort, value, and investment growth. Call and book a free viewing now with the numbers below.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes. Every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert.
Success is defined by one path, the white-collar dream.
I want to be a software engineer. I want to be a banker.
But when that door doesn't open, does it mean your story is over?
No, because there are other paths.
Paths built on passion, creativity, and courage.
From season 1 to 3, we've met dreamers who turned rejection into redirection.
They wanted to silence me.
And built success beyond the titles.
As a general manager for Emefa, I felt this challenge right deep that I should work in the area of my gifting. I started writing.
Now, season 4 is here.
New stories.
Remember one kid who walked into my class and looked and said, "You are from Africa, right?" And I said, "Yes, that's why you are so black."
Deeper lessons.
I haven't been to sixth form, I haven't been to university. So everything that you hear me do, I've learned on the job.
More proof that the trail doesn't end when the white-collar job door closes.
I did attend an auditioning for Emirates cabin crew members, but I was not selected.
This is not just a show, it's a movement.
The Career Trail Season 4 with Irene Edubia-Eni shows every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Joy Learning TV and 6:30 p.m. on Joy News.
The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
Welcome to the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak, and of course, Emefa, Adeti, and Samuel Brace. They have got the latest on what has transpired in the last 24 hours for you on the AM show. But of course, as you see me here, I am here, and it's time for sports. Time to bring you the latest from the world of sports. My name is Haruna Mubarak. To our first story, Eddie Nketiah's international future has come back into focus after comments from his father reignited talk of a potential switch to represent Ghana. The Crystal Palace forward, who was born in South London to Ghanaian parents, remains eligible to play for the Black Stars despite featuring for England at a youth level and making a single senior appearance in a friendly for the Three Lions. In an interview with Joy Sports, Nketiah's father, Edward Nketiah Sr., said the decision ultimately lies with the player.
And I've had that question about 500 times, and it's a question that he has to answer. Now, I think, when you have a kid of dual nationality, I'll put it that way, we're Ghanaian, of course, so he loves Ghana, but also he was brought up there. So as you well know, he's been through the English system, and he's of age. But, I do the fatherly duties, as I said, and I leave him to make those decisions. I know there's been approaches from the sports ministry and a few others, and that's great. He sustained an injury this time around, so who knows? But when the decision comes and he has to make it, I'm sure he's mature now to do it himself.
But would you speak to him closely? Is he interested in playing for Ghana?
I speak to him, like I said, he has to make that call. Right. I'm not sitting on the fence, but as you have with these things, ultimately the circumstances have to be right. I know, as I said, he's been approached, and he hasn't said no, let's put it that way.
For now, Nketiah is not part of Ghana's 26-man squad for the FIFA World Cup. And of course, the Black Stars, they played a friendly on Tuesday, and then the draw against Wales that ended a round of 4 consecutive defeats in pre-World Cup friendlies and marked the first game under new boss Carlos Queiroz. Now, former Black Stars player David Akam believes the Portuguese has already brought improvement to the team.
Compared to the first half, and most of the boys came to the game and they brought their A game, and it gives the coach headache because we saw what he was trying to do. He was trying to try other players to see what they can offer to the team. So it looks like some of the French players show that they are ready to start. So I think
the changes make the desired impact.
Yeah, it had positive effects on the team, and it's a good headache for a coach to have. So I think at the moment he have a fair idea what he have in camp. So we'll see where we go from here. They had like a clear plan. Sometimes they are low block, compact, and sometimes they choose movement to press. And even though there was like a little bit disjointed press, but it looks like something they've been working in training. Because it's difficult to find that movement to press. So that's why you need players to, when there's a movement, say, hey, this is the movement, let's go, they press. And before this game, it was difficult. It looks like they are always want to be compact and run and get some chance, but today they also had like control of the ball. They try to create chances, not like lucky or mistakes from opponents. They try to create something. They have players that dribble into the box, and especially in the second half they had a lot of touches in the box, so it shows that they had control of the ball in attacking phase, and also with the defensive phase they were compact and chose the moment to press.
Let's talk about Ghana's group opponent. I'm talking about England, and their midfielder Kobe Menu believes the Three Lions can 100% win the World Cup this summer as he prepares to live out a boyhood dream. The Manchester United midfielder, he was part of the group that trained for the first time at England's pre-tournament camp in the US as Thomas Tuchel's men stepped up preparations. Menu, who started England's Euro 2024 final defeat, has full confidence his side can lift the trophy on the 19th of July.
Definitely, always wanted to play in a World Cup for all my life. It's the biggest tournament in the world, so it's definitely different from the Euros, but try and approach it in the same with the goal that we want to win, and the whole team's working hard and it's coming together really nicely.
When did it feel real? Was it stepping onto the tarmac? Was it getting out there on the training ground today?
It still doesn't, to be honest, but hopefully by the time the first game comes, it'll really sink in.
It's been such a strange season for you. How many doubts did you have personally when you were sitting on the bench for so long in the first 3 quarters of this season almost under Ruben Amorim? Did you doubt this moment would happen with England?
I mean, obviously there was difficult times, but I just tried to keep my focus on what was in front of me and take things day by day and just keep working at my craft and keep working hard for the team and in training and everything, and I hoped the rest would come, and thankfully it has.
It seems you're in top form as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling good at the moment, so trying to carry it on and keep pushing.
What about the weather? I mean, we can see you sweating now, and that was supposed to be a light session. Is it difficult?
It's different, but you know, they've set up this great facility for us, and all the staff and everyone's working really hard to get us climatised as quick as we can. So hopefully by the first game we'll be ready and it'll feel like home.
Can England win this? Do you believe they will?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like everyone in the squad, the staff, everyone believes we can win it, but that doesn't come easy, and it's going to come first game, second game. We have to build, and I think that's what we have to focus on.
How do you think you've developed as a player and as a person since the Euros, Kobe?
It's a tough question. I feel like I've matured with ups and downs, and as a player I feel like I've grown. I think become more confident and more ambitious, and I just want to carry that through and show that on the pitch.
Away from the World Cup, now Ghana has officially unveiled the 5 para-athletes who will represent the nation at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, which will kick off on the 23rd of July. My colleague Benaya Elom Dafiamekpo was at the ceremony and has more in this report.
The ceremony, which was held at ESP Hotel, brought together athletes, officials of the Ghana Paralympic Committee, members of the media, and stakeholders in Ghana's sporting community. The team includes Zinabu Issa, renowned wheelchair racer Buchu Nkegbe, rising talent Hayford Adai, international medal-winning para-powerlifter Haruna Tahiru, and swimmer Promise Aheto. As part of preparations for the Games, each athlete received financial support with a total cash package of 10,000 Ghana cedis. Speaking at the event, President of the Ghana Paralympic Committee Samson Dean commended the athletes for their dedication and hard work in preparation for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
As the President of the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, I am proud of what these athletes have achieved and even more excited about what they are capable of achieving on the international stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commonwealth Games is one of the world's most respected sporting events. It brings together athletes from across the world, from the Commonwealth states, to compete, inspire, and demonstrate the true values of sportsmanship, excellence, and inclusion. For para-athletes, the Games provide opportunity to show the world that disability is not inability.
Dean also called on corporate Ghana to increase its support for para-sports, stressing the importance of investment in athletes living with disabilities.
Tell my athletes, let the world know that I have 5 athletes going to the Commonwealth Games. The dollars they are giving to football, I need only 2%. That's the 2%. And they should wait and see if Tahiru will not have a peace of mind, if Zinabu will not have a peace of mind, if Kojo will not have a peace of mind, Hayford and Promise Aheto. They will go there thinking only about how to get to the podium, and at the end of the day, come back home with not less than 2 of the medals that is supposed to be taken there.
The 2026 Commonwealth Games will take place from July 23 to August 2 in Glasgow, Scotland, with Ghana's para-athletes aiming to make their mark on the international stage.
Now, the Ghana Inter-School Festival successfully staged Season 2 of its competition at the Boteman Sports Complex in Accra, bringing together some of the brightest young sporting talents from international schools across the capital. There's more in this report.
The May 2026 edition featured football, athletics, basketball and arts, with another exciting display of talent from under 12 students representing various international schools across Accra. The tournament, which continues to grow in stature, has already produced athletes who have gone on to represent Ghana at major international competitions. Among the most recent are Dawute Bryan, Dejo, Francis Sek, and Leah El Haj, who represented Ghana at the 2026 Africa Aquatics Championships in Algeria. Schools that excelled in the various disciplines were awarded with products from sponsors as well as medals for their achievements. Outstanding players were also recognized for their impressive performances throughout the competition. An official of the Ghana Inter-School Festival, Daniel Bene, spoke about the vision behind the initiative.
2026 this year, for the May event specifically, our focus was on U12, and so what we are trying to do is to create a succession for schools, teams to be able to develop their very youth capacity in the sports that we offer. So we engage in basketball, tennis, volleyball, table tennis, badminton, swimming, athletics, football, name it. It's like a junior Olympics, and this is the only event of its kind that operates at this capacity in Ghana, and we feel that it's very important that we do this to help the future of sports in Ghana. So 2026 May edition, our focus was to target the little ones, so every school represented their under 12. So for basketball, it was great, it was fun to watch. In November we'll have the senior edition, which is junior high and then senior high, and then in March same, but we specifically allocated May for the U12. So we feel that this is very important to do, and this will feed into the ecosystem of the sports that we have around us.
The next edition of the tournament is scheduled to take place in November later this year.
And that's how we end this sports segment on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. For more stories, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. As you can see, the Joy Sports partners, the Guardian UK for World Cup coverage. And of course, we've got some articles written from the game between the Black Stars and Wales, the winners and losers from the Black Stars friendly. And of course, some transfer stories as well. Konate, he suffered depression after the death of Jota and his father. He's obviously set to sign for Real Madrid. And Anderson, he has got his bid rejected by Forest from Manchester City. So there are so many transfer stories, and of course, the latest from the Black Stars game against Wales. And that's our sports. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley. as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Difficult bounce for the American defense to deal with. And has scored! A wonderful volley!
The stadium is alive! The fans are roaring and the excitement has officially kicked off. It's goal rush season at Ghana. This World Cup season, the match isn't just on the pitch. It's happening right in your home. Build your home stadium with world-class cinematic TVs, powerful sound bars, and home theaters, high-power speakers, laptops, tablets, and projectors for the ultimate streaming. Ghana is delivering unbeatable deals, not just discounts, but a chance to win 100-inch 4K smart TVs, mobile phones, laptops, and many more. Just purchase items 1,000 Ghana cedis and above, and automatically enter the raffle draw. Shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call on 0302-752020. Go Rush season, the ultimate football experience. Only at CompuGhana.
Through every stage of life, some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A thoughtful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is
Did you know that Ghana currently spends more than 8 billion Ghana cedis annually importing food that can be produced locally? That is why this June, Joy Business and the Super Morning Show, in partnership with the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, FAGE, bring you the Joy Agribusiness Month 2026 under the theme From Soil to Sovereignty, Building Ghana's Agricultural Self-Reliance Through Innovation. Join us on the Joy Super Morning Show, Joy News, and across Joy Business platforms for a month-long national conversation on Ghana's food security and agribusiness future. Week 1 focuses on government policy, trade and financing for food sovereignty. Week 2 explores research, innovation, mechanization and live coverage of the Ghana Horticulture Expo 2026 from the 11th to the 13th of June at the State House forecourt. Week 3 examines infrastructure, value addition, youth participation and agricultural financing, while Week 4 highlights opportunities across key horticulture value chains. The final week looks at consumer power and Ghana's roadmap to food sovereignty by 2030. Stay tuned to Joy FM and Joy News.
Now, since its rollout in January 2023, the Bank of Ghana has disclosed that it incurred losses of 317 million Ghana cedis in 2023 and some 1.82 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 under the Gold for Oil program. That brings the total losses to some 2.14 billion Ghana cedis in over 2 years. The central bank says that it injected 4.69 billion Ghana cedis into the program, effectively losing 45% of its working capital, or the capital it actually deployed
in effort to stabilize fuel prices and then also to support the city. Now let's break this down further. On March 13, 2025, the Bank of Ghana officially ended the Gold for Oil initiative, citing heavy financial losses sustained as the primary reason for shutting it down. Now, Gold for Oil was actually introduced in December of 2022 in response to surging fuel prices, with diesel retailing as high as 23 cedis per litre, and petrol, you recall, was around 17 and 18 cedis at Goyo stations in November of 2022. A sharp cedi depreciation and the rapid depletion of foreign reserves forced the government and the Bank of Ghana to try an alternative strategy, that is, use gold and not dollars to purchase petroleum products from the international market. The logic behind the program was very simple. Ghana needed a workaround to its dollar shortage that would then further drain the bank's reserves or worsen its currency depreciation. The goal was to ease pressure on the cedi by preserving scarce foreign exchange reserves. Ghana spends about $400 million each month importing fuel or fuel products, making it the major driver of dollar demand in the country. Reducing that pressure, even partially, was central to the program's logic. The bank had already launched a domestic gold purchase program in June 2021, partnering with the then Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, now rebranded as a Gold Board, to buy gold ore from local miners in cedis and then refine it abroad for Ghana's official reserves. The aim at the time was to double Ghana's gold reserves within 5 years, then standing somewhere around 8.7 tons. Now that gold stockpile now exceeds 32 tons, nearly quadrupling in under 4 years. That's according to the central bank's own data. The domestic gold purchase program was later expanded to include the Gold for Oil framework. The Bank of Ghana, through PMMC, purchased ore in cedis from local miners and handed it over to designated gold brokers. In some cases, the brokers sold the gold internationally and deposited foreign currency directly into Bank of Ghana's offshore or nostro accounts. These funds were then used to buy petroleum products for domestic market. That was very simple. The Dor gold was either swapped directly for fuel or refined first and then exchanged for petroleum products. The fuel was delivered to Ghana, but the dollars used to buy it remained overseas. As a result, the local economy saw no direct injection of foreign currency. Notably, the entire arrangement was never subjected to parliamentary oversight. The ruling government at the time argued that the Gold for Oil program was not an executive policy, but a central bank initiative, and therefore did not require any parliamentary approval. The criteria for selecting these gold brokers, the fees paid, and the number of intermediaries involved have never been publicly disclosed. The cedi did stabilize in months after the G4O was launched, and fuel prices actually fell. While it's hard to actually isolate the program's direct impact from that of the IMF deal signed in May of 2023, the reduced dollar demand from oil importers likely contributed to easing exchange rate pressures. By November 2023, the then Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, told Parliament during the 2024 budget presentation that the Gold for Oil program accounted for some 30% of petroleum imports. No major updates followed until the release of the Bank of Ghana's 2024 financial report. The bank attributes most of the 2.1 billion loss to foreign exchange losses, but the key details remain missing: the volume of gold acquired, the fuel supply, the commissions paid, the intermediaries involved, and the broader impact of the program, all gone missing. With over 2.1 billion Ghana cedis in reported losses and little transparency about how that program was run, the Gold for Oil has ended as a costly intervention. Well, it may have brought some temporary foreign exchange relief and cheaper fuel, but it ultimately left a deep hole in Bank of Ghana's books.
For many, success is defined by one path, the white-collar dream.
I want to be a software engineer. I want to be a banker.
But when that door doesn't open, does it mean your story is over?
No, because there are other paths.
Paths built on passion, creativity, and courage.
From season 1 to 3, we've met dreamers who turned rejection into redirection.
They wanted to silence me.
And built success beyond the titles.
As the general manager for Emefa, I felt this challenge right deep that I should work in the area of my gifting. I started writing.
Now, season 4 is here.
New stories.
Remember one kid who walked into my class and looked and said, "You are from Africa, right?" And I said, "Yes, that's why you are so black."
Deeper lessons.
I haven't been to sixth form, I haven't been to university. So everything that you hear me do, I've learned on the job.
More proof that the trail doesn't end when the white-collar job door closes.
I did attend an auditioning for Emirates cabin crew members, but I was not selected.
This is not just a show, it's a movement.
The Career Trail Season 4 with Irene Edubia-Eni shows every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Joy Learning TV and 6:30 p.m. on Joy News.
The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented, and say, we are tired, it's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
What is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing? Clearly.
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
was born in 1999, so for most of my life, the Ghanaian currency has looked just like this. But before these designs, our trade system went through many transformations, from the days of barter trade to using pounds, shillings, and eventually cedis and pesos. Each stage tells a story of our nation's journey. On our Ghana Man series today, I'm here at the Artists Alliance Gallery to explore the evolution of our money. What changed? Why? And how has it shaped our economy? Come with me.
Money, they say, makes the world go round. But it also tells a story of independence, leadership, and identity. Today, I take a step back in time to explore the people behind our city. I have come to meet Miodoy Glover. He is the general manager at the Artists Alliance Gallery. He'll be walking me through the evolution of Ghana's currency.
So we have most of the old currencies here, as far as that of the pound to the present stage. Yes. We have that of the pound here. Immediately, we took over from the British. We changed to the Ghana cedi, which has Kwame Nkrumah's head on it.
This is the first cedi.
That is the Kwame Nkrumah cedi. This money was used whilst Kwame Nkrumah was in power.
But Nkrumah's presence on our currency was short-lived. After his overthrow in 1966, his image was removed, reflecting political shifts and historical rewriting.
Immediately he was thrown, we stopped using it, and we started moving into other currencies. Yes, we term this money Kwasianity, that's all. So you can understand how, when we overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, how we felt about him. To even describe his head on our money as Kwasianity, that's all.
First president of Ghana.
The first president of Ghana.
I thought we loved him so much because of the good things he did.
Yes, we did. But when he was overthrown, most of the stories that was told about him, about Kankan, Nyame, how he was using our children's blood and all those things. So there was that intention of finishing him, destroying him with all that he's done. So I remember when we were young, this money had that description. Hence, we stopped using it. And we have to move on to other currencies.
Ghanaian currency has since become a canvas for honoring national heroes. The 50 pesos coin celebrates Rebecca Nadede Aite, a businesswoman and activist who helped finance Ghana's independence.
She was an entrepreneur. Then she was popularly known for selling flour, for baking bread.
Okay.
Yes. And she was also the #1 sponsor of the CPP party.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes. So she helped in the fight for the independence.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities, you don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oleoma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex, Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen. Or call us on the following number: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Adeti. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
So let's talk about things we can do to conserve our water bodies. Yes, Angel.
We should avoid illegal mining.
Handsome result. To play. Very good.
In this classroom at Kwesi Chukrum Junior High School, lessons on clean water and hygiene are in full swing.
When you destroy our water bodies, now we know that we don't have even access to water. All our water bodies are being destroyed.
For girls like Irajua, a Form 3 pupil, menstruation turns school days into a struggle with fear, discomfort, and no clean water.
It's water crisis. We are not able to get water for our own human resources. And fetching from the Ofa is a bit challenging, especially using to cook, washing, and bathing. And like I am a girl, and using this water when I'm menstruating is a bit difficult for me. But I have to adapt to it because of the crisis here. When there's no water, it's actually a bit challenging. So we adapt to it, but when you get enough water, you have to use it fast for us not getting all those infections and all those bacteria into us. At times, I can't use water because of how the water is, because the water has to be boiled and all those stuffs. So when the water is not boiled and we don't usually use gas here, we use firewood, and I don't have time to boil it, so I have to use the water and come to school early.
Ghana has made strides in girl child education. Enrollment has risen. More girls are staying in school, and conversations around menstrual hygiene have grown louder. But here in Kwesi Chukrum, a water crisis fueled by illegal mining threatens to erode those gains. For months now, taps have run dry following shutdown of the Kwenyaku headworks, unable to treat raw water from the heavily polluted Ayensu River. The absence of clean water strips young girls of their dignity and privacy inside the class.
When news breaks, there's no pause button. With fast-moving, developing stories, decisions are unfolding, and the nation is watching. This is News Desk, with a very fast and precise tone and attitude, 1 hour. The biggest stories, the clearest facts, politics, governance, security, the economy, not rumors, not speculation, but verified news.
It's clear that the people wanted to change the will of the people of Bandai, but the Supreme Court has affirmed the will of the people.
Backed by context, sharpened by analysis. Here, headlines are not enough. We go beyond the what to ask the why and the what next. Decision makers are questioned, policies are examined, and the facts are allowed to speak without fear, without favor. This is News Desk on Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
All right, so welcome to the AM show. It's a rainy morning. It started yesterday night. It's still raining, and that has come with it some impact. And wherever you live, I'm sure you are having different impact of the raining. But fire gutted the Accra Central Police Barracks, annex in Accra here, destroying residential buildings and personal belongings of police officers and goods of traders after a fast-spreading evening blaze that left parts of the facility badly damaged. Firefighters were quickly deployed to the scene and the fire was eventually brought under control after hours of intensive fighting. My colleague Michelle Latte has more in the following report.
June 3rd is a date many Ghanaians will never forget. A night of floodwaters, fire, panic, and unimaginable loss. 11 years after more than 150 people lost their lives in the June 3rd disaster, the nation paused to remember. But before the day could end, tragedy was knocking on doors once again. Heavy rains swept through parts of the Greater Accra region, leaving destruction, fear, and heartbreak in their wake. Emergency responders were dispatched to multiple incidents across the capital as distress calls poured in. One of the most devastating scenes unfolded at Adeti, where a building collapsed, trapping 5 people, including 3 children. For hours, rescuers worked through the rubble, racing against time. 4 people were pulled out alive and rushed to the hospital. One woman, however, did not survive.
2 people have actually been taken out. They've been taken to the hospital. Precisely, they are at Mother Lab Hospital right now, being treated. Then somebody too has also just been taken out. And it's unfortunate. It's looking more like we may have lost 1 person. So that is unfortunate news.
As emergency teams battled the aftermath of the collapse, another crisis was unfolding in the heart of Accra. A fierce fire swept through the Accra Central Police Barracks Annex, destroying residential structures and personal belongings of police officers and their families. Member of the public relations team of the Ghana National Fire Service, ADO1 Alex Nati, says preliminary investigations point to a possible electrical fault.
As of now, do we know what exactly the cause of this fire is?
We suspect electrical, but it's still under investigation.
The operation was not without casualties. 1 firefighter sustained injuries after being struck by a metal coupling from a fire hose during efforts to contain the blaze.
That one of our fire officer, a driver for one of our stations, sustained a life-threatening injury. The hose, the metal at the end of the hose came out and hit his chest. So we had to rush him to the police hospital.
What's the situation now?
He's at the hospital being examined. So from here, I'll try to get further updates from there. But I was here and it didn't look good at all.
Elsewhere at Kanda, underground cables caught fire, triggering another emergency response from firefighters. As the rains continued, roads across the capital became increasingly difficult to navigate. Hours of downpour left motorists stranded in long queues of traffic. On the School Junction Nana Krum stretch, flooding coupled with a broken down truck brought movement to a near standstill. At Circle, one of Accra's most flood-prone locations, floodwaters once again took over sections of the road, slowing traffic and disrupting daily activities. For many residents, the scenes feel hauntingly familiar. 11 years after June 3rd, the memories remain vivid, yet the floods, the fires and the destruction continue to return with alarming regularity. What was meant to be a day of remembrance became a fresh reminder that the lessons of June 3rd remain unfinished business. As the rainy season gathers momentum, the challenge before authorities is clear. Act before disaster strikes, not after. Michelle Latte, for Joy News.
More like, some twin impact there, because whilst there was fire somewhere, water was rushing through some people's property, and that led to the collapse of a building. Videos that I've seen from Kaneshi is just, you cannot really understand why this keeps happening. But we'll talk about the rains and what has been happening. Look at this. Well, my colleague Emefa, Akosua-Addo is here. Emefa, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Look, did you experience the thundering yesterday?
Mm-hmm. I experienced everything that everybody experienced in this country.
I have to be frank. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, I really felt that maybe the coming is here. I'm not joking with you. Because I've not felt this thundering before. So when I was like,
so did you? So you received Christ as your personal Savior?
Oh, Bombay that time now. I'm
So I mean, I don't know who has not experienced any form of chaos between yesterday and this morning. If you see footages from Ga East, it's horrible. There's a particular area in Ga East that the MP cut short for some road construction. I recall that we went there and brought that report. Now, reports from residents, if you're able to get that story for you, would be that they did a temporary, some sort of a solution, but it's temporal. So when it rains, it floods into their homes and their bedrooms. The videos and their footages will try and bring them back for our viewers. Nana Krom is not out of the question. I know Nana Krom very well.
Okay.
And if you're from School Junction going to the East Legon Hills route, or if you're headed to Santor, the road is, I don't understand construction, but it is like this.
It's steep?
That's steep, right? Okay.
You say it goes
yeah, there's some sort of, it's not straight, it's not particularly straight.
Okay.
But you'd see that, yeah, it goes that way, it's steep. Perfect word to describe it. And so even if there's a little rainfall, people around that area definitely suffer some troubles in that area. And it's still happening between the whole night till this morning. The water is not out of the road yet. And so this caused a lot of traffic in that area. For those in Ashaliboche, as for the Lakeside Road, it's so terrible. But those in Ashaliboche, Ogbojo area, there is a big gutter that is supposed to be collecting the water to at least curb the challenges if the flood is a bit much or if the water is a bit much. In the period that the water is running, you cannot use the inner routes because the water really rushes with a lot of pressure getting into that gutter. The problem with that gutter is that it is eating
into
the earth and it's going. There's no rock.
Okay.
It's eating into the earth and it's getting nearer to people's buildings, and you can see it. You can see the problem. Hopefully, I'm able to get a drone shot of that area and I'll show you. But you have to speak to somebody that will go
exactly. You know, the rains are here, and we've already started seeing what is in stock for us. Joseph Tete Portofi is the Deputy Director in charge of forecasting and synoptic meteorology at the Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET, now an authority, I think. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining us. How do you see the rains this time around, and what must we expect from what we've seen so far and what you're seeing on your equipment?
Yes, this was an organized storm that moved, as we'll be saying, from our eastern borders and then hit us. It's a well-organized system that will move from the eastern coast all the way. Currently, it's in the western region, Takrade, Axim, and Tevaros.
Oh.
It's raining very heavy. I think this rain was throughout the country. The northern part also had their share. Currently, it's at Wa. In the eastern region, the central region also had their share. Currently, it's at the Premier Sukuma, and then moving into Asifosu, and then onwards. So it's a seasonal rain. It's not unusual. We all know when June comes, what happens.
So if you say it was a well organized, what does that mean?
Organized system that we normally call the Guinea Coast Monsoon. The Guinea Coast Monsoon. When it happens like that, it brings a lot of rain because there is a lot of moisture in the system. And we are closer to the coast, the sea. So a lot of moisture comes in and then it pours down on us. So it's not anything that is strange. I think we saw this thing from Monday or Sunday or Monday that we saw the system coming. So it's not anything that strange. We should brace ourselves because currently, once it has rained like this, it means the ground is already saturated. Once it is saturated, any little rain that will come will cause a flash flood. So we just brace ourselves for more rain because we are not out of the hood yet. We are now in the peak of the rainy season. We'll get out of it somewhere July, August, so we'll start having drizzle and showers. Then we'll get back into it by September, October, and then November. Then we can say we are by from the rains. So we should just brace ourselves. Yes.
I mean, people have been saying that there is a possibility of the rains continuing for 3 continuous days. Is that what you see?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what
we can only have it maybe 3 or 4, 5 days before we get out of it, but not 3 consecutive days. In the forest and hilly areas, yes, they can get it every evening after 2 p.m. They can get orographic convective activity. That's a localized activity. That every day there will be rain for those areas, yes, but not forest in the coast. Forest in the coast, our rains are normally organized score lines that pass it. And that one, it will take another 2 or 3 days for the energy to be built, moisture to build, for energy to come, for us to get more rain. So it will not be every day, no.
So we should expect rains after every 2 or 3 days, right?
Yes, especially those of us along the coast. All things be equal.
But as we speak, those in Takrade, Agran Konta, Aksim are experiencing what we experienced at dawn today.
Very well, yes, very well. Brema Sukuma, Asefusu, Kede, and this virus, why even is experiencing it. Sunyani and this virus are also experiencing it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, so this is part of the natural rainy season that we experience.
Very well.
Okay. All right, I'm grateful to you. But is there anything in particular that we should take notice of as a people?
Oh yes, I think we all know where the floods are when it rains. So we should avoid those areas. If you're a driver, just avoid it. The rain, it will definitely stop, and then you can move, because some of the water, you see it like that, the speed and the force at which it is moving. If you jump into it or you try to move, you'll be carried away. So please, we should just exercise patience when it is raining, and not to convert at areas that we know can be flooded and can cause problems. When you are getting home, you are leaving your home, you know when it rains, at least the water might overflow and come into your room. Put your things on top of it and make sure you put all electrical gadgets off. So that at least when there's a flood in the house, it will not cost anything. The flash will subside, and then you'll be free. We should just take personal caution. And one thing is that this is the time we should take personal hygiene, because when it floods, people are defecated around. So we should make sure that we prevent diarrhea and then cholera. This is the time that we normally have those things that happen. So we should make sure that we have complete, total hygiene. Because when the flash water comes to your house, you don't know what it has carried into your home. You don't know what you have carried on the road. You walk into it. Your car has passed into it. There might be something that when you bring it at home, it will cause cholera or something onto you. So we need to be very cautious of ourselves during this rainy season.
Okay. All right. I'm grateful to you. Whatever be the case, when the need be, we'll come back to you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Joseph Tete Portafi is the Deputy Director in charge of forecasting and synoptic meteorology at the Ghana Meteorological Authority, GMET, there. Well, so he says that we should expect the rains 2-3 days interval, but those in the forest areas, possible that you would experience it every day. That is there, but not as heavy as we did yesterday, anyway. So that is there. But if you look at the videos from the communities, look, it means that we should be very prepared for these rains. And that's where he sounded the warning that when the rains come, avoid walking through the flood waters, because the pressure could be high.
You know, yesterday when I spoke with the spokesperson for the Ghana National Fire Service, also says that when the rain is coming, avoid seeking shelter at certain places. So you can't wait. You can't walk through the rain.
No, the guy says certain places.
Certain places.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, example, fuel station.
Yes. Especially because of the June 3, 11 years ago. You know.
So usually, if you're lucky to follow the Ghana Meteorological Agency's reports, then you're happy to know that maybe today or tomorrow there'll be rains. So you're able to regulate your day, your time or hours in the day, and you could go home early. But when the rain wants to come like the way it has to come, usually you will not know. You can't tell. So if you're close to a filling station and it is thundering and it is raining, you better
look for somewhere else.
Yes.
Because
you see the problem?
Yeah, I get it.
So the real problem the duty is on people who can make our lives easy.
So the solution possibly is that become friends with the meteorological agency report they put out every day.
Life must go on, really. People must wake up to. You see, where I'm headed is people must wake up and go to work, no matter what.
Yes.
So what is causing the flooding? What's causing it?
Oh, it is the blocked drains and we have.
Talk about that, Kojo.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that.
We can talk about it. But you see, we have waited for the rains to come. Mm-hmm. Do we now have to go and deal with the blocked
And a reminder that 11 years after, those who have suffered that disaster are still waiting for compensation anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course, it's in front of
Yesterday, I read someone's story, on this day. And I was like, wow. The guy says this is his route every day. Mm-hmm. But that day, his fuel light was on. So he wanted to get fuel, but didn't have money. So he had to go to another place to get money, and that he could not.
How did he get to another place to get?
Oh, he works around. So I think he got to Osu.
Okay.
And used a different route to go to Dansoman because he's going to McCarthy.
Okay.
That's how he avoided this particular route. That's the usual route that he uses every day.
So, for example, the road that was constructed between School Junction to the East Legon and the beyond East Legon Hills route.
Yeah.
Is there a way we're able to know that when we construct this road, when the rains come, it will collect it like a bowl? I don't understand construction, so I want to know. Is it something you can tell?
So in engineering, I'm not an engineer, but just the experience I have with some people. So that's why in constructing drains, they decide whether we have to make this an open drain or a covered one. It's because of the nature of the place. So there are some places you go, the drains are a bit bigger, heavier, sometimes covered, sometimes not covered. I'm sure it's informed by the studies they do to know that here there's too much water or there isn't. Then you can determine the sort of engineering you have to do to carry the water away from the place to wherever it has to go.
For those who live in that area, before the road construction, that place would always collect water. After the rain construction, they still collect even more water.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it helps. If the engineering is not done properly, because those of us who
We're having a conversation now.
Yes, those of us who live on, say, okay, if you live on live in Western Region and you travel on the Agonan-Kwanta-Takwa Road, and even Takra de Agonan-Kwanta, you realize that the contractor who is working on the Takra de Agonan-Kwanta Road, there are places where we knew that when it rains, it collects water. Those places, the contractor has broadened the bridges there.
Okay.
It used to be smaller drains, now they are bigger ones, because of the nature of the area. So
I cannot wait to hear from your guests this morning, the experiences so far commuting to this place. But let me run you quickly through the newspapers. Daily Guide this morning, Mahama rejects third-term bid. I don't know if it's been an open request, but the newspaper is telling us that he has rejected it. And I think casually look at the story in the newspaper. It says that he met with the elders of council or the leadership of the NDC and outrightly said that he's committed to the 2-term that the Constitution allows him. So he's outrightly rejected that story. You're interested? It's on page 3 of the Daily Guide. And an update on the Summer Boy mining case. Chairman Wontumi will face judgment July 3. If you're looking forward to that case, yesterday we had an update from our reporter from court, and the Deputy Attorney General as well updated us on his social media platforms. Now, this is a big story. Could you chiefs?
I saw someone write on Facebook that doomsday, like the person's prediction that he would go to jail. Some even say 20 years. But I'm watching.
Some people are able to look at, the law is supposed to be predictable.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally,
yeah,
that's what it ought to be. So maybe people follow it so much and they can tell. But let's see. July 3 is just around the corner. Yeah, it's just about a month from here. And Chiefs back Goldfields Takwa lease extension. This has been in the news and even more intensified since the xenophobic attack in South Africa.
This man is here. I'll find out from him.
Which one?
Oh, the man who is quite vociferous when it comes to this issue, Solomon. He's there.
Sonny Rocky.
Yeah, whether you agree with the chiefs or
okay. It's interesting because that is some sort of land issues, and when the chiefs weighed in, it kind of changes the whole conversation.
Well, but it is about a lease.
Of course.
Per the law, the minister would have to agree that I'm prolonging your
or
law.
Not. I totally recognize
now, some Ghanaians have started a campaign against that renewal. I'm sure you've heard it.
Of course. And some residents also are campaigning that they want it.
Yeah,
in the community.
Well, I've seen another youth of Apinto, a youth group who say, well, do not, because they've done little.
Okay.
So it's a discussion going on, but I think it's because of what is happening in South Africa that is influencing all of this divergent opinions on whether or not that lease should be.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, Gifty Owari gave an omnibus transfer authorization. I think this bank in the discussion is the Agriculture Development Bank. I brought you that story on the news yesterday. The story is on page 6 because I think the prosecution's witness has been answering some questions. That's the detail. Now, Bagbin slammed foreign pressure on African laws and values, and he's been speaking at the African Interparliamentary Conference that happened yesterday. I think it's a number of days. Kojo, Koko Asante has been on a little campaign suggesting that the chamber is not a conference center, or it's not a conference room, so why have that committee or that conference in the chamber?
I was surprised when I saw it.
You did? You were?
Yeah.
Okay, but it is parliamentary. They say it's interparliamentary conference.
Well,
how about that?
Well, if the speaker has...
The kick is that he suspended sitting for that.
But if the speaker has okayed it, I mean, the House of Parliament, what happens there is what? They say it's closed book, not so.
Is it?
Or this is not a closed book matter?
well, we're discussing it.
Okay.
The Accra Times, Africa needs a unified legal shield. Same place, same speech, headline. Speak up, Bagbin. And 2024 defeat, stop blame game. Afoko appeals to the NPP. See that story on page 2 of the Accra Times. He's bidding for the chairmanship.
Oh, yes. Okay. Paul Awentami Afoko.
Okay.
But that chairmanship race will be quite brutal.
It will be,
Yeah.
And it will mean a lot after the case as well on 3rd July.
Yes. It will change the dynamics of the competition.
Kojo, the insight quickly. Numbers don't lie. Data reveal why JFK is worst performing general secretary in MPP's history. Okay, the story is on page 3. If you're interested, you want to look at that. Africa's future hinges on values, not economics alone. Chief of Staff, as well as in speaking stories on page 5 of it. We've given you the update on the chairman Wuntumi. Xenophobia is weapon for working class disunity. Stories on page 6 and 7. The New Republic this morning, I read the story, Kojo, and I genuinely didn't find the head and tail of the story. So, Duncan Williams preaches vision as antidote to Africa's drift. I'm going to skip this paper. News guide, reclaiming our sovereignty. Chief of Staff urges parliaments to shield African values from external pressure. The Daily Graphic, 11 years on, Kojo, that story is on your table and on your desk this morning. June 3 disaster. Victims cry for 40 million Ghana cedis damages. Story is in the Daily Graphic, but you're going to get more discussion on that. Kojo would be moderating that conversation. Ghana Water Limited urges assemblies to check flooding. Story is on page 13. I like to think that we all look for the newspapers, Kojo.
All right. Thank you very much, Emefa. It's a wet morning. You're interested. Well, let me welcome to you my guest, Pius Enam Hajide, of the MPP's communications team. Pius, good morning.
Good morning.
Trust all is well.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How's Dr. Brian Achampon?
Oh, Dr. Brian Achampon is doing very, very well.
Okay.
He sends his warm regards and also allow me the opportunity to convey the respect and the regards of the presidential candidate of the NPP and his spouse, Alhaji and Mrs. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Okay.
Inshallah, Ghana's next president. This is a program that he monitors very much. And he wants me to commend you for your honesty, your ability to say truth to power. We know that in these days, not many people, not many journalists are able to look authorities in the eye and tell it as it ought to be said. But on this platform, we have noticed that you guys live above what is happening, and so we want to commend you. And again, regards from His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud.
We are grateful to him. Our regards to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the wife, Hajia Samira Bawumia. Well, I also have here Solomon Owusu. He is Director of Communications for the United Party. He's the guy I referred to as the one who asked for his thought on the Takwa matter. Hi, Solo.
Kojo.
Sonny Bali, is that how you call it?
Yeah, you have also added another one, Bali.
What's the nickname?
Rocky.
Rocky, Sonny Rocky. Okay, all right.
It's lovely,
How are you?
Not bad. Let me say, I bring you greetings from Ghanaians and also the next leader of the land, Alan Martin. And it is a duty call for the people of this country, having tried these two political parties, the NPP and NDC, for 33 years. And every year we experience a flooding to now begin to think differently. Because then it means the solutions does not lie with the two of them, as Pius wants us to believe. But having said that, I saw a story over there that the chiefs in Takwa are saying what that.
I'll come there. I'll let you have your piece on
very
that.
Important.
Let me
so important.
Okay. Let me introduce Wanda Madilo, development analyst and member of the NDC's communications team. Hi, Wanda.
Very good morning to all your viewers. An honor to be here. Yesterday, the rains. Everybody talking about floods. Truth is, floods will always be with us. It is the repercussory effect that we get that is a problem. You've heard about advanced countries suffering from floods and all that. The impact of those floods, how we curb the excesses is what matters. And so it is not the floods, it is how we respond to some of those disasters. And the events leading to the spillage, so it's not the floods, the spillage of our gutters, of our roads, networks and all that. That's where the main problem is. We've lost it for some years now as a country when we failed to plan for disaster. I've always advocated for NADMO to be an authority and they should be self-sustaining. They have always relied on government support every now and then and it's always hand to mouth, paying staff on tabletop, not having the right structures, always responding to disaster instead of prevention. And I think that's where our biggest challenge is as a country. Yesterday, the collapse of the building at Adenta new site, I was there myself because my staff, a couple of my staff live around the place. It's just 2 houses away from where it happened. And you could see throughout the night, they've been trying to retrieve. There was only one excavator on the site, and the guy at the point said he was tired and all that. And so it's worrying that you have a country where people should know what to do. Because some of these settlements are old settlements. People have built one story, then suddenly they are converting it to 2-story. Then town and country planning is not watching any of those. Even our own assemblies do not watch any of these. They allow them to build on top of a weaker foundation. And then when the floods are in, things start happening. I think these are worrying concerns for our country.
Okay.
Where necessary.
So he's had his touch on an issue he wants to speak about. Yes, Sonny, let me come to you.
Yes, I mean, this is an old story. It's a combination of factors from engineering perspective, from indiscipline, and also from, yes, there should be two, indiscipline and engineering perspective, because you see, if you take Accra, for instance, Gorgesberg did something good. You know, Gorgesberg was an engineer and a surveyor, and he became a governor. So he took time to survey the entire Accra region. And based on that, was able to segment Accra. That's why in Accra we have North Industrial Area, South Industrial Area, we have the residential neighborhoods here. were to take Accra's plan, it's well demarcated. But over the years, those that we have been put in charge, especially at the assembly level, you know, in our politics, we have relegated the local politics to people that we feel that were political apparatchiks. Let's send anybody there to go and do the party's bidding. That is where the problem is. Either than that, we will not be facing what we are facing.
No, but so where you're referring to the MMDCs, but the work about planning is with some skilled people we employ as a state and pay.
No, but every assembly has a planner, special planner.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying, that it goes to the core of the assembly.
But those guys are not political apparatchiks. They are skilled.
So they report to the MMDC. That is where the issue is. I mean, can you imagine that a regular chairman of a political party wants to put up a structure in a particular place? He goes to the assembly, the fiscal planner says, no. Would the MDC or MMDC, who was a beneficiary of the regional chairman's benevolence, be able to look straight into the chairman and say, we are not going to approve? It will take something extra. You understand? So that is where the problem, because I did my national service at the Development Control Unit of KMA. At that time, the second Speaker of Parliament, Esiama, was my boss, you understand? And I knew a lot of pressure over there. Sometimes he couldn't handle it. He couldn't. So you end up allowing people to be putting structures at places that are not supposed to be placed. Either than that, look, a country like the Netherlands, they live below the sea levels.
Okay, so I'll come back to you, but there's a developing story now. Let's take it on now. We understand that motorists are stranded in heavy traffic at Odoko after 2 large trees collapsed onto the road following heavy rains and strong winds that swept through parts of Accra, partially blocking the stretch and causing severe congestion. Drivers are now diverting to other areas, and my colleague Nana Moko is currently at Odoko and engaging some residents and shop owners.
It's already being used, all right, but we have to sharp the blade, so one way or the other, because it's not as big as the bigger machine. So we're using it right now for this. So we are ready. We're going to come back and you see us. No. Everybody is safe. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, so according to him, they are still in the process of cutting the tree into smaller pieces so they are able to clear it off the road and also try and maintain the shop, the front part of the shop that is damaged. Yeah. So, Brace, that's what is happening here right now. No casualty has been recorded. No car has been. Okay.
All right, so that's now Moko there, bringing us an update on that, what's happening. You can see that, in fact, the road, one side of it has been blocked because of, we need, those of you who are watching us who lived to help the officers there to clear this tree. It's a heavy one, of course, but it will be clear, just that we don't have to sharpen the equipment first before we can continue.
Is it not sad?
It is. That shouldn't
happen. Is it not disappointing as a country that now that someone is sharpening the blades? By the time the person is done, people will be in traffic for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Work done is 0 for the day. So it calls for seriousness because this is not going to stop.
It's not, but if you look at the tree, okay, so I think...
But this tree is not even big.
I know the trunk of it, this is the branch, the branches. The trunk is quite heavy. Okay, so they've finished sharpening. It's going to start again so that we could see whether this can be cleared off that particular road. As again...
Why are you focusing so much on the sharpening?
Oh, no, but these are things that we must address. You know, we're in a country where there are not small inefficiencies culminating to bigger inefficiencies.
I agree.
You know, and so look,
you will agree that this is a disaster.
Oh yes, I understand.
You will agree that deployment of tools and equipment to that place is a process. If what they have now,
but that's what I'm saying. What do you do when there's a disaster?
What are you doing?
What do you do when there's a disaster?
I mean, you see, sometimes we oversimplify issues. If I take a blade to a site, and I find it difficult. We can see that they've cut a lot.
I get it. No.
They are making
Wonder. No. We are not condemning them. But Wonder, you even said it's a disaster.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
What do you do when you are tackling a disaster? Do you go there?
What you have is what you are using.
So what we have is
not the issue.
We are discussing that.
Is that not the issue?
Okay.
Is that what they should have?
It's a disaster.
Okay.
And what's a disaster?
So what we are saying is that they shouldn't have this, but they must be prepared. You understand? Because we are going to have serious issues going forward.
If you
a tree falls on the road and it causes traffic in 21st century Ghana, this should be something that should be dealt with in minutes.
No,
exactly.
I mean, so that's
it's easy saying some of these things.
Want to defend even the indefensible?
No, it's easy saying some of these things.
Anyway, let's go.
Because you have said it, that is the way to go. If you have ever dealt with what a disaster is, in the first place, you have already reported that there is no even traffic flow. Even if they were bringing something to that side to solve the problem, the traffic is also a problem.
Yeah. We have seen what they brought.
Now they are there. The equipment is not fit for them.
Absolutely.
But they have already cut it. The trunk of the trees.
But the visual was that you saw
it. It's sensational with this one.
Oh, really?
The thing has already been cut. Does it look like they are
okay, yeah, that's fine.
The people in traffic will be happy.
Can we go on?
Yes.
I mean, there's a way that comfort and the comfort of power can blind you to some of even the most obvious things.
You're going to do politics on this matter. What's this?
I'm surprised that
so if you go along this line, you can't take it this morning.
Exactly. That's what they are.
I'm saying that.
Advice.
And listen to me, Kojo. I'm saying that it is sad that for a lot of us young ones, we allow the comfort of politics and being in government to blind out to some of the most obvious things, and we are tempted and we attempt to want to defend even the most indefensible of things. I mean, this is something we all, even as a member of government, you don't lose anything if you say that, well, as for this equipment, we can do something about it, we should procure more effective. I mean, it's just a dumper machine. It's not complicated. So, I mean, to say that it was a disaster, and, I mean, all of that is unnecessary. But anyway, no, it's okay. Thank you very much for
that one. If you go the political way, it will not be good. Because
I don't know what is political way. I don't even know what is political way.
We have 580 million to collect from the former minister.
I don't know what you see. Yeah, you can have those conversations, but let's face it. I want to address the flooding issue just briefly because my colleagues have touched on it. But let nobody assume that this Accra flooding is not an unavoidable
okay, perhaps. So kindly hold for me. Let me take you back to Odoko now. Miraculous is joining us again. Miraculous, so what have you been picking so far? We understand that the motorists are stranded in heavy traffic at Odoko. You've been there. What have you been gathering? Okay. So Miraculous will coming very soon with some of the things that she's been gathering on the ground to help put this into proper perspective. Yeah.
So I was just saying that these are not unavoidable natural disasters. These are a failure of the system. It's a failure of our governments. We are not putting our monies where our mouth is.
I'm at Odoko. I'm at Odoko Junction, and behind me you can see a tree that fell at dawn during the hours where the rain was falling. And at the moment, fire service personnel are here trying to cut the tree down into smaller pieces just so they're able to clear it off the road. And for commuters and then motorists, they've been asked to use the inner roads to wherever they are going because of the blockage the tree has caused. And you could see that the tree was right in front of an electrical shop. According to the owner of the shop, he told me he was called at dawn to come and have a look at what is happening in front of his shop. According to him, he's saying that the tree has damaged the pavement in front of his shop and all the tiled area, and has also pushed his container backwards. Yeah, so that's what he came to witness right now. I'll be speaking to some of the residents who were around during the time it was happening. Though it didn't affect anybody, no nobody got injured. No car also got affected at the time it was falling. So I have here with me a resident who would share with me how it happened. Okay, so please, can you tell us how it happened?
Oh, when it was raining, we were in the room and we heard the tree was falling. But it didn't fall straight away, just slowly. Later on, we came out and we saw that it had fallen and blocked the road. That's what.
Okay. Did it affect anybody? Did it fall on any car or any human being?
No. There is no car parked around that time.
All right. Thank you very much. Would you like to speak to me?
What is it?
Would you like to speak to me? What you know about the tree falling?
How much you know? The moon said about to fall. By 12:30 going, you know. 12:30 going. The moon said, "The people cut up your water." Moon said, "You know, I took from." Yeah, I'm speaking for English. That I know that's the tree. Yeah, any way can happen, but I don't know the tree where they make them put that down. Maybe 12 o'clock or 12:30. Yeah.
All right. According to him, he's also saying that he also heard that the tree was coming down slowly, so they had to rush and come and see how and what's going on. I have another resident here who would like to speak to me. Okay, so please can you tell us?
Akosua na nsonto na me mere me ne bi me ba anopa na me be hu na me so
start here. You have to start here. Say to anti jina ne say duano. Eba boko brand say lock say na ka bi ba na ka no. Sanity. Na driver no. Oda no no ko e. Na duano to. Duano pay na fast service for buy so mo twetwa duano. Nti ya da nyama say boni bia ntu bia de ensi. Yeah. Nti yesu ye wa nyamba bia ye hwe. Nti yesu ye da masi pass e mo tumi aba betwa. Say ye da mo nyina ase.
All right, thank you very much. So he is telling me that he also received a call that the tree was slowly coming down. So they had to call fire service around that time, around 1 a.m. So actually there were cars coming, but then they saw the signal and then they had to drive back to prevent
All right, so that is what is happening there. Well, debate is currently ongoing in mind. Well, Pius, let me come to you. You were on the floor before we left.
Kojo, it's sad, but we can only hope and pray. We can avoid these things. Look, the gutters are not being desilted. They are not being desilted. So it's a failure of our governance. Of course, coupled with some individual lawlessness and recklessness on our part, which I'm sure I heard my brother Solo address. And again, the rules that we are seeking to develop, why must we let the people feel a certain pinch? Why must they suffer to these grave extents? Because roads are being constructed. There's no planning, there's no coordination. Because almost all the time when there is road construction, it creates conditions for flooding. You have disturbed the natural flow of things. You have disturbed the natural environment. You are excavating here, you are demolishing there. So you notice that in many, many road construction sites, water gathers. And you even sometimes interfere with the flow of water, the natural flow of water. Today, I came to the studio relatively late because I got to the Klagon under bridge and look at the vehicles. and what I saw this morning and even last night, even those of us driving SUVs, we could not cross. You cannot go, you cannot come. Because the construction has started in the Klagon area, and the contractor has also abandoned sites.
Really?
There's nothing happening. The environment has been disturbed. There was a waterway there's a bridge that carries the water downstream into the ocean. That has been disturbed. Now the whole area is flooded. The whole area is flooded. The road is washed away. You cannot go, you cannot come. I got there, I had to turn and go back and use the motorway. It was even worse on the motorway. I don't have a problem with governments constructing roads because we must construct roads. And several kilometers of roads were constructed. My appeal to this current government is that there should be some greater coordination in this big push agenda. And let's not create an impression that when we let citizens suffer, go through these kinds of things, then and only then does it register on their minds that roads are being built. No.
But could this be deliberate?
For instance,
could this be deliberate?
I mean, if it is not deliberate, why not? Why? That's the only... Why are you digging long stretches of road and leaving them and waiting for money to... Why can't you do these things in bits and pieces? One side of the road, you deal with it, drivers can use that side. Why do you have to destroy everything waiting to complete it? What kind of planning is that?
Hey, are you saying this? Your government did agenda.
It is not a question of my government versus somebody else's government.
No, but that's
not what I'm saying. So if you narrow everything down into NPP, NDC, then you have a very narrow gauge of a very narrow view of the. If my government, for instance, did something which is not right. Shouldn't we make progress?
Fantastic.
So why, if we argue this way and you say, why your government did this? In any case, what you are, the example that you even just brought is a terrible example. I am not talking about the number of roads that are being built. I am talking about plotting the roads in such a manner that small portions of the road can be done, cleared with, and then you move to the other. Instead of, destroying like a long stretch of land, and if the whole of the motorway is destroyed, the whole of the motorway, that could have been broken down and after into lots. After a small portion is done, then another portion comes. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Now I'm getting you.
Yes, so it's not about the number of. As for the number of roads, I'm sure that we built a lot of roads.
No, that one is not true.
Well, yeah, it's very true, but let's not get into that conversation.
It's not true.
Let's not get into that conversation. So please,
you're already there.
Let us just be honest to the facts.
Fantastic.
Let's encourage our governments to put more money. We have been advised that the rains will come heavy this year.
Exactly.
And so this is a matter that the president must handle from his desk himself. It is a serious matter. Just like Akufo-Addo did when the disaster happened, the COVID-19 happened.
What did he do?
It was at his desk. No, he was the one who was briefing us. He was talking to us. Look, what is happening, the properties that are being damaged, the lives that are being lost. I hear that the building collapsed in Adeti the other time, or just yesterday.
Yeah.
I hear deaths have been reported. There are fire outbreaks here, almost everywhere.
Okay, so once you've gotten
is it Paloma or something? There was a fire outbreak.
So let me bring an update on this incident by the Ghana National Fire Service. Says the Ghana National Fire Service reports multiple emergency responses recorded after Wednesday's heavy downpour, involving flood rescues and fire outbreaks across parts of the Greater Accra region. Flood rescues. Madina Fire Station, Wednesday evening around 5:40 p.m. Firefighters from the Madina Fire Station responded to two separate flood incidents at Oyarefa KB Junction and Old Ashomang near Boshet Church. In total, 9 persons trapped by floodwaters were successfully rescued without injuries. Now, fire Kanda Post Office area. It says firefighters swiftly contained the fire involving underground cables behind a self-contained residential facility at Kanda Post Office. No casualties were recorded and the cause remains under investigation. And then Madina Fire Station also responded to a fire involving an ECG meter board within a residential facility at Oyarefa. The fire was successfully contained at about 16:30 hours with no reported casualties. Hey, there's a lot of things happening,
Yes.
Now, a fire involving a shop opposite Accra City Fire Station at Makola was already extinguished upon arrival of firefighters at about 050 hours, so that's 1250. Some items in the shop were partially damaged. The cause of fire is under investigation. And then they say that firefighters from the Trade Fair Fire Station responded to a fire involving a residential structure near the police station at Nungwa Code. Upon arrival at 0156 hours, that's 1:56 a.m., a single room and a porch used as a kitchen were found on partially burnt with their content. Okay, no casualties were reported, and the cause is yet to be determined. Kuntinse Satellite, firefighters from the Amasaman Fire Station responded to a fire involving an ECG pole with installed meters at Kuntinse Satellite. The meters were completely burnt. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The Ghana National Fire Service continues to commend the swift response of firefighters across all affected stations and urges the public to remain vigilant during and after heavy rains and to call our hotlines. They've given the number 0302-772446 for assistance as soon as emergencies occur.
So, Kojo, in conclusion, let me just say to our dear government that the optics we saw, now it looks like the makeup is washing. They now need to apply themselves. You remember last year, they got on a helicopter going around Accra, suggesting that they were taking an aerial view, that there was going to be some massive work that we were going to see. Now it is 18 plus months and the floods are here with us. Lives are being lost, properties are being lost. We beg them. Within these 4 years, our destiny is virtually in their hands. They control our tax money. They borrow on our behalf. Please, let's get some work out there. Let's look at the drainage in Accra. Let's see what emergency interventions we can put in place. Because we are told that more of the rains that we are seeing today will come so that we can save life and property, which is the first order of any government. If we fail in that one, it's not about the number of necessarily about the number of roads. So if you build a road and everybody dies, who will use the road? And so, please, Wanda is here. I know he's a loud, a big voice in the NDC. Please take it back to your people that we need them to intervene. Not in cosmetic and optical ways, but in real and meaningful ways.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Now, on that score, you want to say something?
No, I just want to say that first and foremost, government is very committed
to
solving the drainage issue. In fact, when we were in government, the earlier one of the things we did was to contract a few companies. At the time, they said, oh, John Muhammad's brother was showboating and blah, 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 blah. They said all kinds of things. And then they came to government, promised that they were going to do the same gutter distilling, God Zoom Lion and Co. and all that. Some 500 million or so was devoted to that. Addo River is still choked to today. So beyond the flooding is the human activity. One of the things we don't do well as a country is that we don't track development. For instance, even the roads we're doing right now, give them 10 years to come. It would have been messed up because nobody is put in charge and said, this road from here to here is within your purview. The sanitation on the road, the drainage on the road, the keeping of the road, the maintenance is within your purview, and therefore you must be responsible. We build and we live it. And it happens even our hospitals, our schools, our churches, even private homes. You go to a place like Adabaka, you see homes that have been there for many years without even renovation, no painting, nothing. It's in our culture. It's the way we handle development that has brought us to some of these positions. And I keep saying that as for flooding, we always have flooding.
It is the effect. You are pivoting away from the issue.
No,
what has people painting their houses got to do with that? He's pivoting away from the issue. Admit that government is not doing enough. And that the people
you admit that the 500 million that was devoted to cleaning the Addo River has not been used? And 8 years down the line, we're here.
So what are we doing? Are we doing
you see,
MPP to do worse
it's
or
worrying.
do better?
The messenger is as good as the message.
What are we doing?
Let's understand this.
Stay on the message. You have a mandate of the people.
You contested for Sojaman. Sojaman shares borders with North Tongue, right?
Yes.
What happened when the disaster happened? The flood disaster in North Tongue.
The one that President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, the VIO. What happened? What did we do?
With everything that we had to do, we did. One of the most admirable disaster interventions was when the spillage happened. Houses were
the
built
one that the President Akufo-Addo told the people they didn't vote for him.
But he still built houses for them. That's the point. That's the point.
So
how about the things?
That question is still being asked in Parliament.
What question?
That same question about what you did, what investments you made. People have
but you wonder, you come from there. You come from there.
No, I'm saying that
houses. No, I'm in the Volta region. Houses were built. I'm saying that one of the
president told them they didn't vote for him.
One of the most admirable interventions, disaster response.
God was that you didn't vote for me.
No.
At the time the pain was on.
You are being dishonest.
At the time the pain was on.
You are being dishonest.
Is it about what he said or what he did?
Why are you talking about what he did?
Even what he said. What did he say? He said that you didn't vote for me, but there's a disaster, and I will not look at the fact. But that's what he said. Don't look at this.
No, that's not what he said.
I'm saying the houses were built.
Listen, my own question.
Houses were built.
Ketu South is underwater.
Houses were built.
Period that
houses were built. Houses were built.
Hold on, guys.
We did the housing.
Hold on, guys.
The sea defense that we did.
Wonder.
I'm very surprised that you want to go back.
Hold on.
Look, let's go.
Now, Accra has flooded. Several other parts are flooded.
Yes.
And this is just the beginning of the rainy season.
Exactly.
There is more coming.
Exactly.
How do we deal with it?
Exactly.
What we are telling government to do, you say that spillage.
So how we deal with it is for government to go back to the original drawing board, the design of Accra. If there is any structure that is not supposed to be anywhere, I mean, 7 mankind is doing what is right. If you go and pull down...
tear it down?
What?
And tear those structures down?
Of course.
In the rainy season?
But why? Because if you don't do that, you are rather going to put a lot of people's lives at risk. You understand? The last I heard the president...
Remember, if you tear, you need to remove the debris, right? In this period of the rains, can we tear and remove the debris?
No, but what is it? The rain is not going to rain continuously.
Yes, but within that time...
So you have two options. The only option, if there is a structure blocking the free flow of rainfall, water, and you say you will not tear it down, then what other solution would you have?
But who gives
permits?
Because you can't just go about tearing people. Because those are people's investments.
So when is your time then discuss it? So you have two options. Either you tear it down or you get the people to move out of the property. And if you move them out, where are you going to host them or house them? You understand? So, and if you take them out, does it mean that dry season they come in and occupy, and then when it's rainy season they go out? The only thing that has to happen is to tear the buildings down.
And what happens to the people who gave the permit?
Who gave permit?
Prosecute them. We have to. But this has been
disagreeing with you.
So that's why I started by going to the local government structure. You understand?
The system.
Why we give permits to people that do not have to have it, and it's because of the politicization of the permit system. You understand? There are certain areas, apart from giving them the permit, you go there, they are also supposed to even have electricity and water. Areas that are on waterways, they have all those services. And when it rains, all of us begin to cry. The thing is that if government is not going to act properly, I'm telling you, nature will deal with our problems. This rainwater, it will kill us. Yes, we will die out of it. Buildings that you say government should not tear, some of it, the rain itself will clear them out of the way. So that we will know that if you don't plan, if you don't do what is right, we will not be making anyway. Look, go and see. It has rained. Go and see the outside. The amount of debris, the plastics. As if we don't know, people just make waste and then go and dump it in the various drains, thinking that nature will have to do their bidding for them. And when we are pushed into that corner, we begin to cry. No way, no civilized country does what we are doing. No civilized country. And I beg of these assemblies that, look, do what is right. Because you are living in the various localities. The development control units, the various assemblies, what are they doing? You are supposed to control development. Yet development is scattered everywhere. And what even annoys me is that, you see, if we made mistakes with our old places, Let's say Nima, let's say the Sukuras, Russians and Co. We made mistake. We couldn't foresee some of these happenings. What about the new areas?
Absolutely.
You go to the East Legon Hills over there. So successive government, they want to tell me that when people started buying plots and stuff, they did not see it. When they were about to build, they did not see it. For them to plan it very well, for us to be in this problem. Nana Krum, you just showed us the flooding that has happened there. A newly developed area. Go there and see the quality of buildings. People have put up huge investment. But at the end of the day, the way the place was supposed to be serviced, for it to have a free flow, nobody did it. Nobody.
A new settlement.
And that is why new settlement should have been a template.
Yeah.
We made mistake with our own place. I have said that I do not see why Nima has to be there. I keep saying that it's a failure on successive government. That by now, Nima must not be there. Are you happy with how Nima is? That right after the Jubilee, as I wonder whether the president, when he's tired and wants to look around, and he's at the Jubilee as and look around and see how Nima is happy. We must deal with it. So that it's a prime area. Urban renewal. If you're able to do it, we bring a lot of people from those that are going outskirts. You know, Accra's population is not much as compared to other major cities. You go to Cairo, it's about 25 million people living in Cairo. Accra, what's our population? It's not even up to 6 million. If you have to talk about the greater Accra itself. Accra proper will not be more than 3 million. You understand? But the reason why it seems as though it's a huge place is that land administration has failed us. Everyone, we are being chased by landlords here and there. So everybody gets even a waterway, buys it and builds. So as a government, you come back and do what we call urban renewal. Let's go back to the Nimes, let's go back to Alajos, let's go back to the North Canadians, the Kokomlenes here and there, and begin to put up structures that is high-rise. At the end of the day, we can draw the people back into the city. Because I can tell you, a lot of people that rushed into Akosua and other areas, do you know a lot of them have abandoned their properties and are renting a chamber hall closer to town?
I hear so.
Because the traffic alone, your life, you get to the house around 10 p.m., by 3 a.m. you are off, you are coming. What sort of life is it? You are killing yourself. But all these things can be regulated when we have a proper land use. A place like Addis Ababa, somebody builds first floor, your duty is to buy and then build on top of it. You understand? If we have been doing that, and these are legislations, and it's so far off as you go to a place like Edum in Kumasi. Edum was not like that. Edum used to have the single story structures until the KMA decided to bring a policy that, look, we would demolish it, we will put out 3 structures at 4 stories, and then we will pay you on top of it. Now, when you go to Edum, it's all 4 stories, 5 stories. That is the sort of system that you must bring in place. Either than that, we will exhaust all our lands, we will not be able to accommodate the people, as though we do not have the lands, yet is the way and manner we have developed ourselves, and the way and manner our planning has gone. That is why we are all facing this. So expect more people to die, expect more people to have problems, but no amount of prayer, because it is our own doing that the government that was supposed to shepherd us into not going into that, check their responsibility, and we pay the penalty for it. That is how life is.
Okay.
That's how life is.
All right.
Yeah, Kojo, just that, I mean, I do not disagree with Solo, and we should be forward-looking in these matters. And I agree that we should begin to do horizontal planning. We should be building up instead of down. And cohabitation should be encouraged, and local legislation from the assemblies must support that. They must actually lead that. But we have medium-term and long-term objectives in our development journey. Right now, we have an emergency. And without disagreeing with Kojo, I think that in the meantime, immediately, government must announce a roadmap, a plan, a strategy to deal with the flooding. Because it is, if nothing happens, it is going to get worse. And I'm expecting the president himself, His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, to lead this. He must see it as a disaster, because indeed it is a disaster. So in the short term and in the meantime, I want government to lead from the front on this matter. We don't want to see this tomorrow, next week, because the rains will come. If we don't do anything about it, and we have to wait to build high-rise buildings and do urban re-engineering, by the time we get there, too much would have been lost. And that's why I am impressing on government that they should announce, they should show us, they should let us see what it is that the plan is in the meantime.
You meant vertical planning rather than...
Oh, no, vertical. Sorry,
Absolutely.
vertical, I mean, yes.
Kojo, I have already indicated to you that it's government's position to deal with the issues. Like I said, floods will always be with us. It's the impact management, or the effect, the ravaging effect of the flood is what we are looking at here. And we are all aware that 1, our gutters are choked, 2, lifestyle is a problem, 3, settlement is a problem, 4, spatial planning is a problem. And these are issues that we have to deal with and deal with concisely. Especially with our National Development Planning Commission and our various MMDAs, the district assemblies and all that. They are the ones to lead some of these charges. If you are waiting for central government to come from Accra to Bumpurugo to come and show you how you should build, what type of building you should build, what should be the physical, integrity of the building and all that, that will be difficult. But we have people who are paid at the local level to watch and make sure that some of these things are dealt with and dealt with properly. What we have seen yesterday, of course, from the GMET guys, they had predicted that there will be rains and it will sweep across the country. I don't think, like he said, that it's going to be a continuous issue. This is going to be only in one off.
Says 2 days.
Yes.
2 days.
But we need to plan going forward. And I think that will make a lot of progress. As to the business about roads being built and therefore is the reason for flood is a fallacy. That's not true. Because many of the roads that have been built, if you observe, they are rather expanding the drains. But the lifestyles of Ghanaians, of us, people like us, is what is causing the problem. If you go to Addo River right now, the floating plastics
place,
you
for
see...
example, they said that because they were constructing the drains. I'm sure when they're constructing, they have blocked portions of it, and so the rains don't have...
No, I'm into construction. I do roads, and I'm telling you that one of the things that you don't do, because that drain, that spillover on my road disturbs the whole substrate, the whole base.
Yeah.
So I don't want it. What I do is to divert the water course for a period, and it doesn't even take forever.
But where they are talking about, they haven't laid the bitumen, no?
Yes, they have not laid the bitumen.
Yeah.
But before the bitumen is done, one in road construction is the drains we do first. Unless we're doing clearing. After clearing is the drains. We do drains before you come and do the main road. Yeah. Do you understand?
You use the motorway.
I'm saying that.
So you use the motorway.
Listen, the motorway has never had a drain in the first place. Yes, has the motorway doesn't have a drain. So what is a road?
You are making the drains. You said there is a drain.
I'm sorry.
The motorway flood. The motorway never flooded.
I'm sorry he's talking about the feeder roads and the urban roads.
Let's get it straight. The motorway has not flooded. There are 4 major drains, under drains, which we call the cattle, grazing point, which people have now converted into roads, the access road we use to the other side. All those were not roads. They were not meant for roads. They were meant for cattle, grazing access routes. The one at Abattoir, the one after Abattoir, the one in Ashama, and even the one we constructed before at East Legon and the bridge. The first one is also not an access route.
But
but now they've done something else. So those are the things we should do.
That will take care of it.
Many years ago, look at the drain. Look at the level of the water. See the level of the water. Almost overtaking the drains. And these are drains that are like 7 meters deep.
This is a bigger drain they did in the...
Indeed, the volumes of water that has come call for some of these things. However, our lifestyle, our attitude, this planning process is all a problem for all of us.
Okay.
And some of these drains are supposed to go into the sea.
Yeah.
But you can see Addo chokes at the point because the silt in the gutter is this high.
Is it not the Addo?
This is leading to the...
It's already almost at the brim.
Yes.
And this is our attitude. That is our attitude. Look at the floating plastics. But now over get them because of the plastic.
You are pushing government responsibility.
No, I am one of the few people who put government on its toes any day.
The choked gutters. Our gutters are choked.
I also think that appealing to the people to change their attitude is also...
Some time ago, there was a very heavy rain.
I agree, but we cannot... No, we should not belabor that point and shift the blame.
I agree.
No, but government has the ultimate responsibility.
Absolutely. Yes. You remember some time ago, during the June 4 disaster, They showed a video of a woman when it was raining. That's when they were pouring.
June 3.
June 3.
Yeah.
That's when they were
what
pouring.
we're coming to.
Yeah, they were pouring, look, there's silting going on. There's no way the NDC government will renege on this.
No.
That won't happen.
He's talking about
it's our focus.
But the problem is so they silt and put there.
On the bank.
And then it comes back. That's how come we expended $48 million.
You see, where the disaster happened, where the Adenta thing happened, there is a man every day it rains, he's collecting sand on the road. And that's what he's using to build his place. And I've asked myself, I said, but why this? Why is he in the habit? Anytime it rains, by dawn, 4 a.m., he will collect all of it. You see, this is the problem. And just around that place is a very big drain. A drain as big as where you are to about twice of the table size. And yet, you see some of these things happening. So the attitude is a problem. People should be punished.
No, but this is Akufo-Addo video. This is long ago.
Akufo-Addo, one of the hard-working mayors.
This is a file. This is not a file.
Hard-working mayor.
This is an old file. Yeah. In any case, if human beings were supposed to be law-abiding and obedient and all of that, there would have been no need for government.
Now you're coming to my point.
Yes. So people would be recalcitrant.
Absolutely. Punishing them too.
But that's what I'm saying, that all of that.
So government has a major responsibility.
The duty of government.
Government's role could be minimized if citizens were behaving.
Yeah, because no government sets out to kill his own.
Guys, let's shift our attention to, but it's still related to the flooding issue. 11 years ago, there was a twin disaster at Circle where there was flooding, and then in the process, there was a heavy fire that claimed a lot of lives and properties. But we are told 11 years on, the victims are still crying for their 40 million cedis in damages. Now, the story is that 11 years after the devastating June 3 Circle disaster, families of the 150 lives that perished and hundreds who got injured are still chasing the shadows of their 40 million cedis compensation following a protracted legal battle. Wanda, I'll start from you. I mean, must it
that disaster brings a lot of memories to me myself. I had left there about 30 minutes after.
Whoa!
Maybe I was from Kumasi. But normally when I come from Kumasi, late around that time, those days there used to be a lot of pilfering and armed robbery attacks around the Achimota police station area. So I always come all the way, and then it was the industrial road straight home. So I had left there like 30 minutes. And this happened.
Wow.
But indeed, the truth is that it's humbling to know that some of these people are still really under economic pressure. And it's worrying. I remember they had chased government all the way to 2018. And at a certain point, they went to court. A few people went for a class action in court, insisting that the government, GOL, MPA, and the negligence of the manager at the time be brought to book, and then they should be paid their compensation. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I'm not going to blame the MPP for whatever reason. It didn't happen. We're back in power, it's still staring in the face of Ghanaians. But there are issues that we have to deal with. And I always say this. I have a couple of friends who are contractors, and sometimes I ask them, Charlie, the height at which this guy is working, when he falls, what's the benefits? They wonder,
There's nothing, no coverage.
No insurance. Because they insure based on projects. So when the project comes and the requirement is that the precondition is that insure, then they do the insurance. But there's no company insurance, whether we are on site or we are not on site, because you don't have to be on site for a disaster to strike. Even the machines we carry. One time, an excavator a whole excavator fell on a human being. And that's the end.
Oh.
That cannot be a site issue. And so if the insurance is based on the site project that you are doing, such a person is gone. You may have to now be begging the family and giving out, peanuts and all that. But we need a consciousness of an insurance policy that says that you have a business, you must insure. And that must be done, and the insurance company must also be up and doing. Some of these things shouldn't even be coming to government table. If GOL has insured the station, if the manager was not negligent, if MPA has also done their job at the time, we shouldn't have this kind of problems. However, we agree it's a disaster because there was major flooding. Again, that flooding was linked to the same Odo River, and that time they were doing the construction of the overhead in that place, the Dubai thing in that place. So we were told that the gutters became narrow. Yeah. To be honest with you, when roads are done, they collect more water. Why? Because the surface of the road is sealed. It's between us. So all the water pouring on the surface area of the road must spill over into somewhere else. If it was not bituminous, part of it will seep down. Do you understand? So you create more water table or higher water table if the roads are actually paved. You have to spill over somewhere. So in road construction, you can see a road but we have a slope that says that when the rain comes, it will go this way or that way or go down. So a lot of these things have happened, and we have not been conscious as a country to insist on insurance. I believe that insurance will curb some of these challenges that we are dealing with. Why should government dole out money now to be paying people that are involved in some of these things? If the right insurance was done, by now we would have been holding the insurance company responsible to pay for some of these things. And that is where the advanced countries seem to do better in terms of mitigating factors when it comes to the aggravating effects of disaster. Because there are several layers of insurance cover for people who are affected in the process. Even floods, people get insured. Even road construction, when you are constructing a road and the dust level is going to go high and all that, they do a certain level of insurance for people who are living nearby. They even do insurance for people who work in the firm and all that. So we need that consciousness, preparedness for disaster to compensate people who find themselves on the other side of life when these things happen. There have been several, collapse of buildings in this country. There's a Melcom one, the major Melcom one. Recently, there was a Tema one. Is it Tema? The one that happened, is it Tema?
Yeah, it's Tema.
Is it Newtown? Is it Tema? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Tema, Newtown.
Yeah. Major on the Expo Hotel area thing. All that happened. What were the compensations?
Okay.
So beyond the issue of this disaster, is the many. Look, even the stadium disaster that happened some time ago, they were also in court.
Yeah.
They were also, you remember the stadium under Jacob Echebilam said? Yeah. They were also in court. So it is a systemic issue that has to be dealt with. The Insurance Commission has to now begin to step up. People should be held accountable. People should be penalized. People should be taken to court if they fail to insure their workers or fail to insure their premises. We have filling stations in this country who are running food joints in the evening. They set up a table, people are cooking, people may even be smoking because there's no control in some of those places. It's just a minute away from disaster. What happens? What are the systems you put in place to mitigate or to prevent some of this? I think that there should be punitive measures around these discussions so that people are deterred from going to some of these
All right.
activities.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Let's move on and take you to Parliament, talk about the anti-gay bill. Controversy, Speaker and Parliament split, bill in limbo. So I'll start with you on this one. Now, Parliament passed this bill on, I think, Friday.
Yes.
Then on Monday, the Speaker comes in and says, I think that there was no consensus in the passage of the bill, and so he used only available option to him to plead to the members of Parliament to reconsider the bill. Where do we go from here?
The Speaker of Parliament has done a great deal of disservice to the people of this country, and he must be called out. I have said that he must be removed under Article 95D, because he has no business. He has disgraced his subordinates. He has disgraced all those that took part in the passing of that bill, and he blows hot and cold. Look,
but the standing orders say that if the bill is the clerk sent it to the Speaker, and if he is satisfied with the processes, he then forwards it to the President. So if the Speaker is not satisfied in this President, it doesn't mean he should be removed.
First of all, the Speaker of Parliament was not voted for by anybody.
Nobody's.
Let me tell you something.
Was voted for by the members of Parliament.
The members of Parliament, we give our power to the members of Parliament.
Of course, yes. So they represent.
And the members of Parliament have done a great job. There was a Speaker sitting. Don't forget. Don't let us create the impression that because Speaker Babi was not the one in the chair, there wasn't any Speaker. He also had the same power as Speaker Babi. We have passed a number of bills where the minority did not take part. They did not stand as a bill and was not assented to. The e-levy bill, was it unanimous? No way. If a group of people feels that...
But nobody, when the speaker asked those again, nobody said nay. So it means that they all were in support of
What I'm saying is that Speaker Bagbe had no business whatsoever in doing what he did. Okay. And I'm so shocked because of his own utterances. Look, Speaker Bagbe met the clergy. And in that meeting, he told the entire world that he will make sure that the LGBT bill was passed as soon as possible. Now, Speaker Bagbe did not end there. He went to the Ewutu Senya East District and met traditional authorities. And on that occasion, or in that meeting, Speaker Bagbe was so clear to them that he was prepared to put his life on the line for the LGBTQ. Now, just this April and May, just this May, Speaker Bagbe was admonishing Parliament to quickly pass the LGBTQ bill so that it becomes a law.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, and don't let anybody also deceive you into thinking that Speaker Bagbe didn't know what was contained in the bill. Because before any bill moves into the floor, you know they have the Business Committee of Parliament. They discuss all these things. You have known all this, and I don't believe and think that Ahiafo would have done anything that was not.
The contention is that when the third reading was done, and there were, it says after the third reading, you need to give time if there are any amendment proposed, taken care of. Now he says the argument by the minority is that they are concerns after the reading were not incorporated.
But that is also not true, because you see, first of all, this bill was lengthily debated on by the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament. Is that the case?
Yes.
That's where it emanated from, that which includes the minority and majority. And I have the conclusion here.
But if you bring it to the reason you bring it to the plenary is that some people in the plenary who are not part of the
they never raised it. What issues were raised? Which issues? Speaker Bagbe should have been explicit with us and said that, look, the minority raised issues A, B, C, D, which were not considered, for which reason I believe it must go back. Remember, as it is the Parliament of Ghana that has passed the LGBTQ bill. So you saying that we should go back to be passed by who? Look, the entire parliamentarians, they disrespected us as citizens, but we didn't speak. Because if for nothing at all, my MP in Okakwe South never organized a public forum where he solicited my view. Because he's representing my interests, out of the case.
Yeah.
Did your MP do so?
I can't tell because I'm not there.
No, but you would have known. Was there any town hall meeting where they solicited your view? But that one, we even pardon them because we don't know. From a cultural perspective, from a moral perspective, from a religious perspective, nobody, about 99% of the people of this country believes that this law must be there. And the sovereignty of this country resides in the people of this country. So if Parliament has passed it, Speaker, you have any issue, you must be the last person to go to town with it. What prevented you from calling the leadership of Parliament and discussing it in camera? So that what he has done has rather thrown the...
Oh, no. They had a discussion. They had a leadership meeting.
And he came
for... And at the meeting, in fact, when I spoke to the majority, he confirmed that yes, at the meeting, he raised those issues that he feels that what happened in Parliament didn't show the unanimous nature that the bill should have. So it wasn't like he just got up...
No, but if you had discussed this with the leadership, why do you come to town with it?
Oh, but that's the House. He has to give them...
Give what? Direction. You have discussed, you have expressed your frustration, you have expressed your reservations. Why must you come and create the impression as though there is something wrong with the bill that has been passed? That is why I believe that it has to be removed. So that we are clear in our mind. Because you see, this bill, a lot of people, is becoming a white elephant. We were promised that it will be signed. You understand? This administration, the NDC, benefited from the politics of LGBTQ. Let's be clear. And so everyone expected or thinks that should it get to the desk of President Mahama. I am at this stage not going to blame President Mahama because it has not gotten to him yet.
Yes, but he has also spoken at Chatham House.
That which I disagree also. Because what he spoke, what he said is all contained in the Constitution of Ghana, Article 106(8). Yes, of course. I mean, and he didn't need to explain.
He has the option to decline assent, and if he decides not to assent, he has to give reasons.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, that he was only explaining the constitutional provision.
Yeah.
The position of the constitution on the subject matter. And I thought that the people, the UK, they did not deserve the interpretation of our constitution. This law is for the people of this country. If the UK also decide not to do so, that's their own cup of tea.
So they've asked him a question, he shouldn't answer. They've asked a question, he's answering.
If he asks you a question, tell them that the constitution will decide, and you leave it there. But to explain further, you know, the sense I gathered from his explanation was as though he also had an issue with it.
Yes, and he expressed it. That he has heard there people are raising issues, and so
no, he has not raised issues. He said people.
Yes, yes. So he would also sit with his legal
people. You see, that is why I said that there was no need for him to explain himself over there. When we say the people are expressing issues with it, who are the people? The people are represented by the members of parliament. Is that not the case? And the members of parliament have passed the bill. So who are the people expressing divergent opinion again?
To be fair to him, he says some people.
Who are the some people? Once it is passed, it's no more a matter of some people. It becomes the position of the country. All that he is expected to do is to assent to it or reject it based on his reasons. And send back to her, or he takes it to the Council of State for further advice. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
So where we have gotten to, it is no more a matter of some people here. It is a matter of President Mahama coming back and the bill being transmitted to him and for him to sign. Every bill, look, what are we doing now? Was it not last year that we reformed the Constitutional Review Committee? No law is passed in a perfect state. Are you with me? That is why continuously we do amendment. If he signs and the law is implemented, and along the way we feel that there are certain elements within the law that is not serving the interest of this country very well, what prevents us from doing an amendment? Because every act in this country has undergone some levels of amendment. So it is neither here nor there. And you see, I keep hearing people say that, oh, we are not signing because when we sign, our budgets are supported by donors. What are you talking about? Donor funding. Unless until we take our minds off this business of donor funding, we will not be serious. Look at the levels of corruption in this country. We're talking about someone who was using a chainsaw that is not good. But every day and now, you go to Public Accounts Committee, the amount of money that people deliberately take away from the system. If we were going to make judicious use of those resources, wouldn't we be able to feed us? After all, USA, haven't they withdrawn their services? Ever since they withdrew it, have we died? And if we were even going to connect aid to LGBTQ, between the UAE and Ghana, UAE attracts more direct foreign investment than Ghana. At least in 2025, they had about $45 billion. Ghana in 2026, as of the last check, is about $2.6 billion. Meanwhile, UAE frowns on LGBTQ. They don't want to hear it. Yet, those donors that we claim, you understand, we claim they will not be supporting us, find reasons in investing in the economy. For you to attract direct foreign investment, you must do what is right. You must root out corruption. You must have a robust system. You must have the infrastructure in place. That is all to it. So we have banned LGBTQ. And so those that are mining our gold, that are making billions, they will go. Is that what people are telling us? They should go, we will take our gold. Who cares? You understand? So I believe that the utterances of Speaker Bagwin has rather not helped matters. And the earlier we took him out of office and brought a new one, the better for all of us.
Okay, all right. You are calling for him to be taking off office?
Immediately.
Well, will you lead that process?
Oh, yes. Already, I've contacted my council, Akufo-Addo. We are writing to Parliament. Of late, we must help to clean the system.
Hey.
We must help to clean the system.
So UP is writing to Parliament?
No UP.
You in your capacity?
My capacity.
Okay, as a citizen of the land?
Yes, because you see, Mahama Yarga should have taken that initiative. Because he has disgraced all of them. Either him or Ahiafo. but they won't do it. No problem. I will go ahead. Posterity will know one day that when the speaker did not act well, there was a citizen that said that he must be removed. I will give it to them if they are going to play their own political football there and scratch my back, let me scratch my back. That is for them, but they will come back to the people of this country and answer to us in the election 2020 why they allow the speaker to be there.
This will be another beautiful constitution case to follow. Anyway, Pius.
Kojo, first of all, I want us to be fair to the facts and establish that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, which should be an act that the people of Ghana want, which was passed by the previous parliament, which His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama promised to sign, and the NDC promised to work on, is not the bill that has been passed by Parliament.
So true.
There are two different documents.
So true.
In this new document, there are at least 31 amendments to the old documents. Wow. There have been 22 deletions. Exemptions have been introduced. This is a diluted, watered down, mutilated, and compromised document. It is no longer an anti-LGBTQI plus bill. It is not.
Why?
This has become a huge scam.
You say why?
For the people of Ghana.
No, he's asking you why.
Now, and that is what we must first of all understand.
Why?
We must position the things clearly.
But could you ask him why?
Why? Because I already said that there are 31 amendments to the original bill. There are 22 deletions. So a document that has seen 22 deletions and has seen 31 amendments cannot be the same as the old document. This is straight knowledge. It's fundamental. You don't have to debate this matter.
What has been deleted? Or what was deleted?
Pius, so make your point.
So I will take you through it one by one.
Fantastic.
So I want you, if you are indeed interested in protecting our values, our African values, you must go back and take the old bill and compare it.
I have it here.
You will notice that now there are exemptions in the new bill that were not.
They were
not. You go ahead. In any case, Kojo, why is this important? This is important because for over 66 years, if you look at our criminal and other offenses laws, some of the critical considerations like sodomy, like unnatural carnal knowledge, like same-sex marriage and so on, incest, all of those ones are already an illegality under existing laws. We have had that law for at least 66 years.
It's not clear enough.
What we sought to add, which is the teeth of this bill, the gravamen of the new law that we sought to act, is the prevention of advocacy and propaganda. Asking for LGBTQI, promoting it, is what we actually are most worried about. Otherwise, substantially, a lot of the things that we are discussing were already captured in other legislations. So that if you now have a bill that says that there are a category of people that are exempt from the punishments associated with propagation, with propaganda, with advocating, if you exempt a certain category of people from that, you have opened the floodgates. That is the case. But that is the case. No, it's not correct one.
That's not true.
It is true.
That there are exemptions for people who advocate for LGBTQ under this new bill.
No,
that's not true.
No, that's why. So I want to get there.
But you shouldn't allow him to throw that dust into the eyes of the people of this country and go away.
Kojo, armed robbery is an offense in this country.
It is, yes.
But lawyers are allowed, or lawyers still defend armed robbers. Have we exempted lawyers in any legislation in the manner in which we are doing it in the LGBT? Have we?
Please, you
is that the question? Isn't that
rape is a crime in this country.
Because they are providing service.
But I'm saying that they provide service. So if you are an LGBTQ person, just like a rapist, and you fall sick and you go to the hospital and the doctor treats you, why must there be a stated exemption? And you see that exemption, the part of, if you have the new law, I forgot, because I came late, I was in a hurry, I left it in the car. If you look at the new bill, the parts that talk about punishments for promotion and propaganda is that one that people have been exempted from. So if you haven't taken your time to peruse the act, it is a serious matter. That's why I'm saying that, so take your time, go through the acts, listen to all of the arguments, and then you will begin to wonder, because you see, the opening that has been given can be abused. Somebody can come, a journalist can, look, this thing that is happening now, what we are saying now, the gay, the lesbian chorus, can that be interpreted as propagation? Can it be interpreted as propagation? But I'm saying that under the new law, a journalist can do that.
But what you are saying,
a journalist can work in your line of work.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm saying that can amount to if you don't watch. But that is why we are making a law. You have to pass the laws to prevent the things that can be done. That's what the intendment of the first bill, the 2024 bill. That's why I'm going. In any case, now you see, for me, first of all, we have to ask ourselves: was the law, the 2024 law, which our NDC friends argued that should have been signed, the 2024 law, which Mahama promised that when he comes,
the one that
His Excellency the President promised that when he comes, he will sign it.
You mean the one that Nana Akufo-Addo did?
Yes, the one that he did not sign.
Yeah, okay.
Or the one that he could not sign. If there was nothing wrong with that law, why don't we give the same law to Mahama to sign? Why did we have to come and do 31 amendments and 22 deletions? Why? Does this suggest that the NDC knew that there were challenges with that act? However, they were pushing it down the throat of His Excellency Akufo-Addo to sign. Was that what it was? Was that what it was? If there was nothing wrong with it, then present that same bill to President Mahama to sign. Simple.
I don't get it.
If there was nothing wrong with the bill, then present that same bill to President Mahama and let him sign it. But you see, this is if you are yet to come to the conclusion that the NDC deceived Ghanaians into government, this is your clearest example. This is your clearest example. There have been a lot, and we have recounted them. But if anybody until now was not sure if the NPP is really true about suggesting that the NDC scammed Ghanaians, and that this is a government of settings, cosmetics, makeup, and that the heavy rains will wash the makeup. If you are still in doubt after this fiasco, which has introduced a fight between Bagbin and Mahama Ayariga and the other members of the NDC in Parliament, if you are still convinced, then you have a long way to go. Because this is one of the clearest scams. Scam, 4-1.
But I don't get why this guy.
That has
you that did not sign the bill, you are here calling people scam. I can't believe it.
Which bill? I'm saying there are two different bills.
Which one is the different bill?
This watered down one is not what Ghanaians wanted. This is not what Ghanaians wanted. And that is the problem that Bagbin has. Because Bagbin has seen that this is not the bill. This is not the bill that we passed in 2024.
And your people on the committee signed it.
Which people on the committee? During consideration, during all the consultations, I haven't cited any document, and I asked members of parliament on the ticket of the NPP. They said many of the amendments that have been smuggled into the bill were never discussed either at the committee level or during. It is out here. Honorable, please. Honorable Intim Kojo.
You want me to take Intim Kojo's word seriously?
Why?
Let me.
Why?
My goodness.
I'm coming.
Wow.
Let me.
Which one is the hold on? Which one is the hold on?
Please.
Just like I will not sit here. Unless someone say, and I'll ask me, do you want me to take Solomon? No, I won't allow that. So please don't go there.
You know what this is?
No, don't go there.
With reasons?
You cannot.
With reasons?
You cannot call the man.
You are let this slide.
You cannot do that.
I'll let this slide.
You cannot do that.
I'll let this. Next week I'll come back.
So I want to.
These are credible people we are talking about.
Yeah.
People who have stayed consistent and firm.
I agree with you. They are
not flip-flopping.
They have been flip-flopping in this whole
please.
No.
That's a lie.
No.
Oh, it's not factual. Let me say it's not factual. Yeah.
Kojo. And so in conclusion, one second.
Yeah, you have no conclusion. Let's go.
For me, I think that President Mahama should do the honorable thing.
Which is?
Whether he signs or not, for me, the scam is happened. The only remedy that President Mahama has now is to go back to Parliament and insist that the more potent version of the bill that actually protects our family values, the bill that prevents LGBTQI and its advocacy in Ghana should be submitted to him and he will sign it. But if he signs this watered down one, then it is just that, it's an act of ticking the box.
Okay, thank you.
But in the near future, we will come back and our African Ghanaian values would have been destroyed. Men would have been marrying men, women would have been marrying.
So
women.
you didn't sign, you are not
Solo.
Kojo, I want to take my.
The president was injuncted, though. You must remember that.
Who injuncted the president?
You must. I should wonder. Must I teach everything? Must I teach everything?
Who injuncted the president issued his statement before the people went to court.
By the Richard Dallas guy.
Oh, so the case that you got, you was not injuncted.
He wasn't aware.
Hey, he wasn't aware.
The president's statement even preceded
the case. He knew the people would go to court before he said it.
He has
no, it's not true. The people went to court. If you are talking about, no, please, I won't have you do propaganda here. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about injunction or the filing of the writ?
I'm saying that the filing of the writ.
No. That happened before. Oh, please.
It's not true.
Please.
Let me speak.
Don't lie.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. I mean, there were legal cases in court. That of course. The president was a lawyer.
Please give me 5 minutes. So the E-levy was a lawyer.
Which one?
The E-levy case.
But the president was not aware that somebody went to court on the E-levy. Why? If somebody goes to court, the president is a magician to
Pius, please.
But how was he a magician to know about that?
Because there was public interest in this matter. I'm saying that there was public interest.
Why are you doing this yourself?
Listen.
Why are you doing this yourself?
There was public interest in the E-levy.
Yes.
When it was passed, Honorable Nelson Dafiamekpo went to court. But immediately it was passed, the president signed it. The president didn't wait for days to sign the E-levy.
But he waited for days.
But I'm saying that.
He actually prevented people from passing the
letter is here. The letter is here.
Because he says that the matters were already in court. The matters were in court.
But the E-levy matters were in court.
But I'm saying that the E-levy matters went to court after the president had assented.
No.
Please.
No, it's not true.
When did the president sign the E-levy? When did the president sign the E-levy?
You signed it about more than a week.
You guys are using my time to do it. Let me address this issue. So, Kojo, first and foremost, the point be made clear that there are no two bills.
There are. There are.
The other bill vanquished. Yes. It was over. It was dead. It has no legal basis in law.
I didn't say act, I said bill.
And I'm saying that it has no legal basis. There's nothing called any two bills. There are no two bills.
I'm not calling it an act. I'm saying it's a bill.
And I'm saying there are no two bills.
What do you mean there are no two bills?
It has ended. It died with your parliament. It died off. There's nothing like that. There can only be an amendment or a refurbishing of that one to go back. But to say that the first one, the second, there is no first one. So it's a continuous process. Please.
I don't understand what this man is saying.
Number two, you don't need to understand. Number two, we have had a lot of lies. There is nothing called amendment. It was not amended. The law does not say you can't amend a bill. You can only amend that act after it has been passed and assented by the president. What happened was that they used the old one.
No follow parliamentary procedure.
Oh, come on, please.
When a bill is under consideration,
can I make progress?
Provisions in the bill can be amended.
Allow me.
That one is,
so don't come and say that bills cannot be.
But that bill had terminated.
No, even I'm saying
you cannot say that.
It was a new. No.
It's only live.
But it is time.
Please, no. But you are organizing this.
It is time.
Let me make my point.
No, but he's deceiving us.
How am I deceiving you?
Look, this is what happened. It was.
Hold on here. I want you to.
Let him understand that the lifeline to the so-called bill you were talking about has expired.
That's not what.
So therefore,
it was resubmitted. It was resubmitted in this new parliament.
Please.
It was resubmitted in this new parliament.
Please, let's make progress.
Resubmitted.
Now,
yes, the private members introduced it.
Can I?
That's fine. Please allow him.
Can I make my progress?
Let's make progress.
We have had a lot of fallacy about new things have been introduced and then we've diluted the bill and all that. Those are all not true. I mean, they are all the MPP propaganda. And then now you don't even know on what moral fiber the MPPs are doing the argument.
Absolutely.
Is it that you're against the bill?
That's the point.
What are you against? If indeed your values were that this should have been signed by Akufo-Addo, and now we have it.
But it's not the same thing. It's different.
Number two, you just mentioned that bills on the floor of parliament gets amended.
Exactly.
The acts also get amended.
Yes.
We can sign and still amend. We can sign a bill today.
Please.
Please.
What do you take that for? What do you take the people of Ghana for?
What did you take them for? When
you are not happy
that you promised that you will sign a particular bill. Sign that bill.
Let's go. Let's make.
You have gone to water the thing down. Now people can promote it. They can do propaganda about it. Let me want to collect money from
Let me be clear on this matter. It's not true. The MPP propaganda is not true.
So no, I don't know.
Here is the issue.
You are flip-flop.
No, listen.
No, you talk.
Listen to me. So it is not true that the bill has been watered down. What the bill has done, what this particular bill has done, is to bring clarity to what is legal, what is illegal. In the old bill, for instance, in the...
Oh, now there's an old bill.
What you are talking about?
You will be trapped by your own words.
No, how am I trapped?
You said there's no old bill. You know, then
you said old bill. You said old bill.
You are trapped by your own words.
No,
now proceed.
How am I trapped?
You go on.
Now, so in the old one, for instance, based on their failed promise to Ghanaians and they couldn't sign, running away from it, they claim that people who work, for instance, if I'm suffering from the aggravations of LGBTQ, okay, and I go to a healthcare center and I'm being treated, indeed, per their own logic in the old one, even to be treated, to be given care, like Ghana ISSER Commission, like a lawyer granting somebody counsel and all that, were all criminalized.
And you wanted Akufo-Addo to sign that?
This particular law brought clarity to it.
So you wanted Akufo-Addo to sign that?
Whose speaker was it?
No. So you wanted
subject to the constitution. Now, so what they did in the first one was that the agenda was that we take that to court, and then those who were going to court, the likes of Richard Sky, would have gotten something from the Supreme Court to strike it down. Because the right to counsel is a constitutional provision.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's not grounded in any statute or act. And therefore, if in the law you are denying people the right to counsel, they can actually go to the Supreme Court and strike it down. This particular law brings clarity to it and say that lawyers who are performing their duties, their service, legal service to people who are suffering from the aggravations of LGBTQ should be exempted.
But
in that context, professional context.
But is he also wrong to question why specifically mention them in the bill as exempt when we know, like you said, is a constitutional right?
So they want that's clarity. Huh? That's clarity.
But even that is wrong.
That is clarity. That's
okay. Please, it's fine. Allow him.
That's bringing clarity to the law, so that it's not ambiguous to the extent that a judge is not clear on what the position of the law is. Then it means that law would have to now go to the Supreme Court for interpretation, which will not be the case, which eventually the Supreme Court will strike down. So this particular bill has brought some clarity to that matter. The people who are caregivers, for instance, Ghana ISSER Commission, they have reported time and again that the LGBTQ is one of the major causes of the spread rate in this country. And therefore, when somebody goes to the pharmacy to get drugs to treat himself, we cannot say that the pharmacy is promoting or encouraging LGBTQ. The law is now clear on that matter. How is this a deviation from our constitutional position? How is it a deviation? No, wait.
You ask the question. Let me answer.
No, I'm not asking you. Let me finish. Let me finish. Then there are several sections. Hold on. Then there are several sections. For instance, they talked about the number of clauses. The number of clauses in the old one was just 20.
Yes.
This particular one is 19.
Yes.
Then they talk about health workers. The health workers under the so-called old bill, they were liable.
Yes.
In this one, we say that they are exempted while acting in their professional capacity.
Yes.
What is wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
Number two, we say that lawyers.
And that was even the argument of
lawyers were liable.
Liable for what? Liable for what?
Under the so-called.
Liable for what?
The law, this
is a lie.
The bill in the manner in which it was.
It is a terrible lie.
Liable. It denied people.
But there were lawyers who wanted that bill signed.
When you were talking, I was very quiet. I was very quiet.
But you are telling lies.
You are very quiet.
We cannot allow you to tell lies.
You have forgotten what
you said that Akufo-Addo should sign that law. You said that Akufo-Addo should sign that law. President Mahama promised. It's not about equalization. Yes, but you see, if
now let's go ahead. Let me go ahead.
Hold on, guys.
Yes.
Now the question that he is asking.
Who is asking?
No, let me finish my point. Let me raise this question. Why is he asking me?
No, Pius.
Journalists.
The matter even worse. Let him ask that question.
Journalists.
The matter worse.
Journalists and the media. Journalists and the media in the so-called old one were potentially liable. In this particular one, we said that they are exempted while acting.
I thought you said there were no amendments.
You don't listen.
There were no exemptions.
So-called. I said so-called.
So-called.
I'm referring to what you have said. So-called.
He said
then,
so-called.
Same-sex relations was criminalized.
No new law.
In this one, it's still retained. It's still criminalized. Same-sex is still criminalized. Promotion and advocacy criminalized in the so-called. In this one, it's still criminalized.
It's not true. Not for lawyers, not for doctors, not for journalists.
Duty to report was criminalized.
Okay, hold on.
Then extradition amendment. This is the biggest one.
I spoke to the Dafiamapo, who is he's a majority chief for him. He says that
he's not even a sponsor of the bill.
Yes,
I'm speaking to the sponsors.
Hold on. But he says per the law. Yeah. If, as a journalist, as I was interviewing him, if say I'm interviewing someone and we are talking about the dangers of LGBT, that's no promotion. But when a journalist does something intentionally to promote it, then you are.
What is that law?
This is a more brilliant law that you claim you are holding.
Assuming, Kojo, you
let me
even made provision.
I'll give it a time.
People against one.
Hold on, guys. Oh, please allow him.
It's okay. Allow him. Just a small. You see, Kojo, assuming without admitting
that.
And I do disagree with some of the presentations because they are factually incorrect. They are factually incorrect. Okay, but assuming without admitting that what Wanda, my brilliant brother, is saying is true, which is not. Some of them are not. The question that I ask is that where is the fidelity to the people of Ghana? That when the NDC insisted that the law, in the manner that he is saying it was, why was the NDC insisting? And why did President Mahama promise the people of Ghana that when I come, that particular law, I'll sign it?
If you failed as a government to be brilliant enough to point out the exact positions that is at contrary.
In any case, finally, the law that Akufo-Addo was supposed to have signed, that law, the majority of the sponsors of that law were NDC.
They still are.
And even now.
And therefore.
And so to say that you promoted a private member's bill, the NDC promoted a private member's bill, which had all these limitations, yet still pressure was put on the president at the time to sign. I'm saying that your flag bearer at the time promised that when he is elected, he will sign the bill.
Yeah, but
true or false?
So what's your business now?
True or false? And to deal with one matter finally, the matter that Akufo-Addo refused to sign the bill. That matter had been settled by your own president. By your own president. When he met the clergy in the Jubilee House, he himself said that there is no record of transmission of a bill.
But that one is not enough. But when you want,
from the Parliament of Ghana,
when you want
that also says that
when you want
the bill was never transmitted to the president. So there was nothing. There was nothing for the president. But I'm saying that. But there was nothing for the president to sign. So please.
You want the whole Parliament.
Please.
We're in this country.
Please. So
what is it talking about?
So there was no bill before the president to sign one. But I'm saying that, assuming that the bill came, would you have wanted the president to sign that? The bill that you say is that it holds journalists liable. The bill that you say that it holds doctors liable. The bill that you say is that it holds lawyers liable.
You're insulting the 137 members of yours. That was in Parliament at the time. You're insulting them.
Please.
No, you're insulting them.
How?
When the question was posed.
How am I insulting them?
137.
None of them.
Our preference.
137 was in Parliament at the time.
What's the position?
Our position
was that
the old bill does not hold lawyers liable. The old bill does not hold doctors and journalists liable. We want that bill. Because this new bill,
this new bill
allows.
You see the inconsistency. This one doesn't hold them liable. So what is it?
No, I'm saying you are saying
this particular. That's also not holding them liable.
But if he isn't consistent, is Wanda and his people consistent?
I mean, how?
Or are they consistent?
How? He says he doesn't hold them liable. The new law doesn't hold them liable. So what's the point?
But he says the old law.
Just because they were granted exemption when performing
you are saying that.
But that's the same thing.
Listen, no wonder you are getting. You are not listening to yourself. You are not even understanding yourself. You said that lawyers, doctors, and journalists were held liable, and that this new law exempts them.
I didn't say they were held liable. I said the law was silent on it.
If you said liable, you were reading from a table. You said liable.
This is the table.
Liable was
here is the table.
Lawyer is here. That's what you are reading. He's there.
But why is Why are
you trying to go all over the place? Can I make my progress?
I am setting the record straight.
Thank you.
So, for instance, in the so-called old bill,
what is so-called?
There was even extradition. When a foreigner comes and commit search, you can be extradited. The new law still retains that. So there is nothing substantially changed. What this law only did was to bring clarity to the gray areas. For instance, if you say lawyers were not potentially held liable, you said per your own law.
Yes.
This one also doesn't hold them liable.
No, this one exempts them from punishment for propagation and promotion. No. Because you see. Again, I'm saying that the performance of the work. We were here when we saw Sam George and his reaction to the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Why you mentioning
Yeah, because it was he who took.
You said you all supported it. Why are you
but I'm saying that we heard what he said. I am surprised at the U-turn.
There is no U-turn.
Because you see, the man says that even AIDS Commission, the condoms and the lubricants and so on that they are providing in the course of their work was a part of the problem.
That's not what he said. It's not true. Ghana ISSER Commission is the first to have singled out LGBTQ as the greatest cause of infection rate.
You haven't seen the Sam George video. You haven't seen the Sam George video.
No. Look.
So you haven't watched
listen. I have Ghana AIDS Commission. I have been a board member of Ghana AIDS Commission before. For 4 years, and I'm telling you that.
So go and explain to your people their position that their hypocrisy. Their hypocrisy. So the point I'm making.
The president will sign the bill.
Well, but I'm saying that the president can sign the bill. The president can sign the bill.
This will not revive your party.
This will not make your sexual rights and Ghanaian values bill. You can call it whatever. But the fact of the matter is that what the president you are suggesting will sign will not stop promotion of LGBTQ.
It's not true.
At best, it will punish the act of lesbianism and so on, which is already a crime under our law. So it's much ado about nothing. The Ghana law, it talks about sodomy, it talks about unnatural carnal knowledge, it talks about same-sex marriage, it talks about incest and all of those things. But I'm saying that the promotion, the propaganda around LGBTQ Mr. Mohammed's new version of the law has permitted it, has exempted punishment.
Why would you guys allow him to?
Why is lying to your people and you are here lying?
All right, this one says, I need some clarifications on the signing of this LGBTQ plus bill. So in the absence of the president, can't the vice president sign the bill? The way the NDC used this LGBTQ plus bill for to campaign in the 2024 elections, I don't expect them to be telling us these stories. If President Mahama is really serious about this bill like he was in opposition, I'm sure he would have even signed it digitally from UK before he even gets to Ghana. Just give time, some time.
So that one is not,
Master Planner Junior, policy analyst in Kintampo. Yeah.
So it means Master Planner is so disappointed that President Akufo-Addo did not sign the first one together with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because in the same vein as he's saying that if the president is not around, the vice president could sign. The president, Nana Akufo-Addo, left this country, and at the point,
but you see, so your challenge is your fixation on the NPP.
No, what is your challenge? No,
otherwise, you make very brilliant suggestions. But when that bitterness arises, then you deviate, and then you lose yourself. No, honestly, when I go to otherwise, you are a brilliant communicator, somebody who is interested in national development. But immediately Akufo-Addo and the NPP
a fact.
No, it is no. So don't do that. Don't do that. One election you lost in the NPP has made you so bitter that anytime you hear NPP, you hear Bawumia, you hear Akufo-Addo, then your antennas arise and then you begin to misspeak.
I start producing the song. And you begin to misspeak. And you are not telling me today.
You begin to misspeak. I don't know. One election that you lost.
What I'm saying is that Pius has no moral turpitude to come and sit here and then be preaching to us.
Pontificate. Use the word
pontificate. You see, the bill was passed.
Which bill?
The anti-LGBTQ in 20.
But hold on, guys. What's the difference between what has happened now and what happened then?
No, it's very simple.
Oh, hold on. Now Parliament has passed it.
Yes.
Not so.
Yes.
Then Parliament passed it.
Yes.
What has happened?
So the difference between now and then is that when it was passed, as the sitting president commissioned his executive secretary to warn Parliament not to transmit it to him for his assent.
Because there was a case in court.
There wasn't, because there was no case.
Now there's no case in court.
First of all, so now, if we are waiting, because the bill has been passed, it's for Parliament to transmit it to the president. And for the president to sign. That is why I said that at this stage, I am not in the
but even, look, the issue was about the position of the speaker, Wanda. That the speaker now is saying that what happened, there was no consensus. So he's pleading to the House to reconsider the bill. I mean, that's the matter. Because nothing else has happened about
He said he will meet with leadership.
Oh, why? He didn't listen. Oh, don't do that.
No, he said you didn't listen. Yeah, he did say he said
you didn't listen.
Wanda, he said it subsequently. No. Wanda, don't do that. Don't do that. He said it. He said it.
I plead with the House to reconsider.
Yes. He said it.
Oh,
but that's why you want. Why would that? That's why you are disappointed.
I am saying not to remove.
But Wanda is saying that he didn't say that. The thing that Babin said, which causes your disappointment and asking for his removal.
Okay.
Yes.
Wanda says he didn't even say it. I mean, what kind of politics is this?
No, what I said was...
Why? When the thing is white, it is black.
All right.
Wanda, you were not like this.
The production is asking.
Wanda is not like this.
Our time is up.
Actually, they won't put out the facts. And
Wanda used to be a
Bagbe said. Say you didn't hear it.
Meeting with leadership.
That was... He subsequently said what Kojo is saying.
Hold on. And that what?
And did he finish meeting with...
And that what?
No, bring your production to...
Oh, Wanda.
I want your production.
Hold on.
You still want to be here. For the...
You are saying he has not met with leadership. He has not made any...
I didn't say that. I said at the time he was talking, he said they needed to meet with leadership.
Power has spoiled Wanda.
What did I say to you?
Let anything. I'm grateful to you.
Kojo, power has spoiled my brother. My brother was not like this. My brother was never like this.
He's a member of the NPP's communication team. Wanda Madilo is a member of the NDC's communication team. There's a lot more to come here on the show. Please do stay.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the AM show. Let's talk about World Sickle Cell Awareness Day that's coming up shortly. And this morning we're joined by Akufo-Addo. He is founder and executive director for Cell Foundation. And Angela Balbio as well is from the National Health Insurance Authority. She is a PRO for the Greater Accra region. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in the studio. First of all, congratulations on your achievement at this year's Impact Makers Awards. Have you been celebrating that win and recognition?
Oh, very well.
Very well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't knock. I just enter.
You just enter, eh? I like that.
Giving me the exposure.
I'm happy to hear.
The impact maker.
I'm happy to hear. Sickle cell is such an important conversation, and we're glad that you have that walking opportunity. Well, Angela, it's also good to have the National Health Insurance in this conversation, but let me start with Amos. Amos, the journey so far for a person who lives with you call yourself warriors?
Yes, warriors.
Yeah, so you're a warrior. It's appropriate that I use the word that you've titled us to use. The years that you've been living and the fight and the awareness that you've been seeking to create, so far, how has it been?
I think now the nation is getting more insight about sickle cell disease through the focus on Sickle Cell Foundation. I think the very best of thing that every organization or everyone seeks to do is that if you...
Give me a minute, I'll come back to you. I just need to fix your sound issue. But let me try, let me just speak to Angela first of all, then I'll come back to you. Sure. But I mean, we know what the sickle cell situation is. We'll come back to Amos when we fix the challenge with the microphone. But for the National Health Insurance, over the years, I know that the sickle cell warriors have been calling for something, demanding a few things, but at the insurance level at the moment, what are you doing?
Thank you very much. So with the National Health Insurance, as we all know, the authority helped to produce the NHIS card for everyone to access quality health care and to reduce costs whilst you want to attend to any facility that you want to go to. And we also assist with the medicine list. You know, we have over 500 plus medicine lists.
Wow.
Yes.
What does that mean? When you say medicine list?
The medicine lists are drugs under NHIS card.
Okay.
So if you know that this drug, NHIS covers it, when you go to the facility, they will not charge you for the medicine.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can go to my Play Store, you download my NHIS app, you get all the medicine list there.
Oh.
You use *929#, you get the medicine list there.
Okay.
Exactly. And then with the with NHIS, we have been supporting sickle cell since they got in contact with us.
Okay.
We support them with most of the medicine and then their day-to-day checkups. Okay. I know when it gets to Amos, then he will be the best person
to explain what they've been receiving.
Exactly.
It'll be a good time to come to Amos. I'll come back to you, Angela.
All right.
To continue with what you've been doing. But I've been asking you about the journey so far. You've been telling me how now.
Yes. I was just saying that now because of the awareness, and in fact, I must say that media is very powerful. Sure. When we started the focus on Sickle Cell Foundation, as I said, I'm a journalist, so I know how powerful the media is. So I used to leverage on the media. And now, even we have Parliament backing us. Yesterday, I went to see the chairperson of Parliament's Select Committee on Health, Dr. Market Nawani. And then we will come there, but the program that we are going to host on June 19th, he will be there.
That's nice.
You could see that even Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, the specialists who are into sickle cell, they are all, coming to help us. So meaning sickle cell has been with us, but what we needed was the awareness. And I believe from the awareness, it will proceed for us to see now the cure, especially when it comes to the genotype screening. And also with the people living in the sickle cell condition themselves. As Angela said, now the NHIA has been able to enroll some of the medication and the treatment on the NHIS benefit package with the help of the Dr. Victor Asari Bampo. I think he's a medical doctor, so he really understands
the situation,
the situation at hand. So we believe it will proceed to a level where the patient who live with sickle cell, like myself, if I get a crisis and I enter hospital on admission, everything, including the bed that I will sleep on it, everything will be entirely free under the National Health Insurance package.
That's
I'm just saying that if you are to go further, and so the phase 1 has been so good, the hydroxyurea, which is the medication that we do take for you not to even get the crisis at all or to reduce the complications, is being enrolled on the National Health Insurance scheme.
Okay.
Yes, the package. And then also we have the folic acid and other medication that is helping people living with sickle cell. We believe, as I said, to progress to a level where the patient walking, everything that comprises the treatment and everything will be entirely free.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Angela, let's pick up on what you mentioned, that it's important that patients know the medicine list. Is that what you call?
The medicine list. We
Okay.
have a lot of medicine lists that NHIS covers.
Okay.
So that's why we are into awareness creation. We make sure we create awareness to reach the mass, the people on grounds, so that they will know that, oh, if you dial *929#, you'll be able to go through our medicine list. If you go to my Play Store and you download my NHIS app, you'll be able to know all the major things that NHIS covers, and then some of the activities we do. Aside that, a lot of people, you see them strong physically, you see them as in they are strong, and then whilst they go in and out, they are not well within. So we also encourage people to thoroughly go on regular checkup in any NHI facility. Make sure the facility you go to, they take NHIS.
Do you have to ask, or is boldly written on the...
Yes, you know. And some of the facilities too, you may not. So you need to ask the health practitioners.
Is it a duty of the facility to display that information, or you just have to ask?
So far as the facility do take or accept NHIS card, they should have the logo there
well,
so that any patient that gets into the facility, they'll be able to locate it, know that, oh, my NHIS card is active, and therefore I'll be able to access healthcare with my NHIS card here.
Okay.
And also, our message is simple. Make sure your card is always active. If you have the NHIS card and it's not active, it's more like you don't have the card. If you enroll on the card today, it will expire 1 year.
You have to renew it.
Enrolling on it too, it's less than 40 cedis, 30 cedis for 1 year. Renewal is 27 for from 18 years and above.
Okay. I would, maybe I'll send the NHIS a bill for a proper interview, but let me focus on the sickle cell now for now. But Amos, you've always been of the view that it is important to do the prevention.
Yes.
Done to start now negotiating with stakeholders.
Yes.
Right?
So recently, the newly free primary health care, I think the phase 1 item 9 seeks to also help the newborns. The newborns, if a lady delivered, so the policy seeks to screen the newborns to know either they are sickle cell patients or they are not. I think that will help for us to treat, start the treatment early, or the diagnosis. If we get to know the child is living with the condition very early, it will help us to treat them. And then also to get us the records of people living with sickle cell every year in Ghana. And as at now, as I said, it shows that 18,000 babies are born annually living with the condition as that now in Ghana. And the 18,000 newborn screening that we are talking about, these are just the records that is there. But what about those who were not able to go to hospital to deliver? Myself, I was just 6 years when I was diagnosed with sickle cell disease. So living with the condition, there are some people who are not even in hospital. They are not part of this 18,000 people we are talking about. So meaning if we are to count those in the house, plus those who were able to be captured on that records that the government is having, meaning we are even counting about 25,000 people being born with sickle cell disease annually in Ghana.
That's a lot.
Yes. So we believe that why don't we start create the awareness? And then also aside the awareness, why don't we encourage the youth, especially those from 18 to 30, to know their genotype?
I mean,
especially going to hospital and then if you want to check your vitals, it's free. But genotype screening should be more like normal vitals that you want to go and check. But if you go to any government facility and you want to check your genotype, sometimes it's somewhere 250 cedis for one. So we believe that the newborn screening, where the primary healthcare seeks to help for us to detect the condition early, they should also attach to the youth, so that if we are making it free for the toddlers, then meaning the youth who are going to produce these children to come and suffer.
They should know their genotype.
Yes,
I mean,
they should also know it for free.
Yeah.
Because the newborn screening is for free under the free primary health care.
Okay.
So we believe if the government also consider the producers, those who are going to bring forth these children, so that if we are thinking about curing the sickle cell, because now sickle cell can be cured. Why? Because if I know my genotype, now I'm SC. Approaching every lady, I will go by me knowing my genotype. I'm SC. What about you? If you are AS, if you are SC, if you are SS, or you have any S, then we are not going to marry.
The love conversation has changed from have you eaten, how are you?
Yes, you see.
Conversation is what's your genotype.
So if you know your genotype and I know my genotype, that is the cure. We are not going to do any mistake by bringing for these children.
But people to say they are in love, pa.
Okay, so you see, just because the awareness of sickle cell, if there's enough time, I will tell you the complications. From pain crisis, we have vaso-occlusive crisis, that is called rheumatism. The normal rheumatism that we know, that is the vaso-occlusive crisis, sudden pain. Whilst I'm here, I may go outside and then I'll call you, Emefa, I'm really feeling sick.
You will call me Amos.
Yes, because you see, and you may not understand. Amos was just here healthy, and you are not.
People know.
And aside that, we have something called acute chest syndrome. We have priapism. The priapism is that male, when you grow up from 18 to your old age, you see, you do get erection in the morning. As a normal guy, you have to experience this. People living in sickle cell, especially with the SS, you can get the erection, although, but your erection can be on by 10 hours with pain. So when the crisis comes at the joint that you were feeling the pain, the same thing at your penis. So the doctors has to give you medications like tramadol, petidine, to reduce the pain, so that they use syringe to tap the blood from the penis.
Then it will go down.
And it will go down.
When is the awareness? When is the program? When?
The program is on June 19th. That is the World Sickle Cell Awareness Day, which was about the WHO was able to give us a day to think about it, create awareness, and also to promote genotype screening. Aside that, September actually is the Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
Okay.
So this year's World Sickle Cell Awareness Day, which mark on June 19th, Friday, we are going to have the national climax at Kia University, Great Hall, Massey. And then the partners or the contributors are National Health Insurance Authority. We have Ghana Health Service backing. We have Ministry of Health. Now, as I said, I went to Parliament, so we have Parliament also backing us. We have Kojo Teaching Hospital backing us and Kia University. You could see that these entities are very, very serious entities in Ghana. And that should tell us that the situation at hand is really getting out of hand. Because these sickle cell issues, now I can boldly say that because of the antiretroviral drugs that HIV patients do take. Now, sickle cell disease in Ghana can be more dangerous than HIV/AIDS that we know. Because as a sickle cell patient, you can just get the normal STD, but you can't fight it as someone who is A can fight it. The normal syphilis, gonorrhea that you as a sickle cell patient you get, it will take you some years before you can just fight one gonorrhea. You see,
do people have to pay to be at the program at KNUST?
No, it's free. So we are just doing it
the NHIS as well as also
yes. So we are just doing it for the youth. That is why every World Sickle Cell Awareness Day focus on Sickle Cell Foundation. We just want to get close to the youth.
Yeah.
So last year we did it at the University of Education Winneba. This year we are going to do it at KNUST, and the next year we are going to the north to do it at UDS. We just want the youth to understand the concept. What sickle cell is all about. We can cure it. As I said, I know my genotype and you know your genotype.
That's the
Let's take the decision. Then
stop asking for Momo. Ask for the
genotype. Because that is very important.
I think you would come back again for the impact makers conversation,
yes.
And then we'll go deeper into this conversation. We just want to announce to people the date, 19th June.
Yes.
It's happening at KNUST. All the stakeholders you're talking about will be there.
Yes, exactly.
I promise you that everything you are not able to say today, we'll hear from
yes, and we are even hoping to do free genotype screening for 1,000 youths who will be there.
Then people should come.
Free.
Please attend.
Yes,
okay.
So you should come.
We'll also be having NHIS registration there. We'll be educating people too. So if you have your Ghana card, you can bring it so that we enroll you on it. If it has expired too, we can help you renew it as well.
Angela and Amos would have this conversation again. But well done.
And I'm inviting you also.
Of course, you know,
but I hope you also know your genotype.
Oh, of course. I don't have any choice.
because the media, we should know our genotype so that we know how to talk about it.
Yes. It's not negotiable.
I trust you. God bless you.
The AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicon Paints from Mazar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Ladies and gentlemen, as we enjoy today's moments, remember to keep your body refreshed and with your energy right with Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. It's not just any water. It's natural and mineral rich that keeps you going, whether you're dancing, cheering, networking, or simply enjoying the moment. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water helps you stay cool, refreshed, and fully present. Well, it's available in 500 ml. You can call the numbers below, 05522502290. Please stay this more on the show.
Today, however, we commence a month-long discussion as part of the Joy Business 1 month-long intensive focus on agribusiness. Yes, agribusiness, you heard me right. We've talked about agribusiness a couple of months ago, sometime last year, but we're bringing it back because of the importance of the conversation on agribusiness. And we won't be doing this alone. We'll be doing this in partnership with the Federation of Associations of Ghana Exporters, the Federation of Associations of Ghana Exporters, FAGE for short. And so all of our conversations in this month of June are going to be focused mainly on agribusiness and how we can leverage same to help grow our country. There's a lot of innovation lately on the back of COVID, also in the area of agriculture. And if we grow this and we process our raw materials a bit more, then agribusiness becomes a very viable contributor to our economical growth as a country. The theme for this celebration reads as follows: from soil to sovereignty, building Ghana's agricultural self-reliance through innovation. I'll take that again. The theme for our month-long conversation on agribusiness here on Masterclass and also on the Super Morning Show reads from soil to sovereignty, building Ghana's agricultural self-reliance through innovation. And so in our conversation today, we go straight to the point. This is the first conversation in the month of May. We have the pleasure of speaking to an industrious Ghanaian who has set up their own Ghanaian business. And though they have a name given to them by their parents when they were born, they prefer for the purpose of today's conversation to be called by the trade name. You notice I'm using there and they and all that. We don't know whether it's a he or a she. But my guest for this afternoon has a trade name that reads as follows: Ntos Ra. For those of you who don't know what Ntos Ra means, it literally means the tomato seller or the tomato owner. So Ntos Ra. And Ntos Ra is a proudly Ghanaian food processing brand which is dedicated to making healthy, convenient, and authentic cooking easier for households and businesses. The company specializes in processing of fresh tomato and natural cooking ingredients into ready-to-use products that saves customers time while preparing the taste of homemade Ghanaian meals. Let's talk about your first attempt at business. I mean, sometimes when you're in school, people try to do, you try your hands at everything just to see if it works and all that. But
I also did something in school. So I was a paint. And then during the whole weeks, I do...
For those of us who don't know what Pent is, it's a whole University of Ghana. Is it University of Ghana, right?
Yes.
Pentagon. Yeah.
So during the whole weeks, I would partner with few people. Then we take a stand and then we do local bar. I used to sell thrift in school. So I started business in school.
What was the push? What was the drive? Was it because you wanted to make money, or because you just wanted to do business?
I've always loved business. Maybe because my mom is a businesswoman. So yes, maybe because I loved how my mom handled things during her time. So yes, I love doing business. And we used to have a shop in Makola. My mom used to sell laces and Makola. I was always going there during vacations to help out. So I loved.
It was something that you'd been around, and it came to you easily.
It came to me very easily. Yeah. So I sold thrift in Legon. Then to real business before in Tosra, I used to sell baby items, baby stuff.
Mother care items.
Mother care. Then COVID hit us. Inflation, COVID, and it was very tough at that time.
COVID did a number on everyone, actually.
But
I'm excited to hear it when people talk about coming out of COVID.
Yeah, but it taught me that food is the way. I mean, we're all home, but we're eating. We're all locked up, but we're eating. So this thing is not new. My mom is a tomato seller, and she's done this for 42 years.
What's your mom's name?
My mom is Victoria. Everybody knows her as Accra Girls in Accra here. So that's her mom.
Mommy Victoria, good afternoon to you, and thank you for raising Mommy for us.
Yes. So she was a very busy woman, so she used to do this thing. We don't eat any other paste apart from
tomato paste.
Yes.
Right.
So she used to do this and then keep it for us as we are going. We just pick it up and then cook with it, and then it makes cooking very easy. So that's what we were doing at home.
But how did you get into it as a business?
As a business, I'll say a very big thank you to my husband. He thought of the business.
Shout out to all supporting husbands.
Yeah, so he thought of the business idea. So I was home one day and he came out like, Mommy, this business is not going well. That's the mother care. It's not going well. So what are we doing? And I was speaking to one of my lawyers, lawyer Anita, thank you. And we're just randomly speaking, and then we spoke about your mom's business. And she was like, oh, then it's a good thing. Your wife can also, make this into a business.
Yeah.
And we're already consuming this at home. So yes.
You had the recipe.
We had a recipe. That's what we're using. We don't eat any other.
Right.
Apart from
it reminds me of a story of someone who came here back in 2017 when we started, and they said they were making these local drinks at home, Asana and all of Aliha, to serve guests. And somebody said, why don't you commercialize it? And I'm saying this because as someone who's listening today, you're already doing something like that, which is a local thing.
Yes.
How about commercializing it? Let this be the trigger that causes you to go back and start thinking. Mami, please continue.
So when he brought the idea, he was so willing to put in the money, and he's still doing the same. He's still pushing in. He's actually a partner with one other guy. So yes, so that's how Insosra started. And fortunately for me, people say that Ghanaians don't push their own. I don't think it happened. I don't. It's not totally true, because people helped me. My family was there to support me. Our friends. In fact, my first customer, Mrs. Akosua Inkum, thank you. She bought some for friends, people to also try as well. So yes, people helped me. People believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. Because when he said it was a business, I was like, I didn't understand how it was going to be. I didn't know I would be here today. It was just, I would say it was a hobby. It was a hobby, then, but now I understand the business aspect of it. Yes.
We're looking at some of your products. For those who are watching us on streaming live, she brought a couple of the samples into the studio so you can actually see them for yourself. But this tells me that there's been a journey coming to this point.
Yes.
Tell us about your first production. Who bought? How did it look like? How much did you sell it for? How did you feel when you made your first sale?
Okay, so my first production was actually for free. It was samples. So we gave it out to our friends.
What did you put them in?
In a plain
plastic containers?
Plastic containers, like, yeah, in a bowl. Some in a bowl, then we in the pouches as well. Plain pouches, no labels.
Ziplocs.
Ziplocs, yes. We didn't know what we were even doing. We were just giving it out. So after that, people came and said, "This is so good. Why don't you why don't you make it a business?" That was when I sat down and said, "No, people like this." Because I gave some to people, they didn't use it, they gave it to others, and they were calling to purchase. And then, so our first production was in my kitchen. Very small bowl, just trying it out, giving it out to our friends. So yes, that's how it started. Then we moved to production because now people wanted it. That is when my first customer who bought it in cash. Then she bought, we used to sell it at 20 cedis, and she bought about 200 cedis. That is Mrs. Akosua Inkum. I would always mention her name because she could have, she did so well for me. She gave me the money even before I produced for her because she wanted to share it.
May God send destiny helpers to anyone who is trying to start a business needs support.
I was so happy because I took it to her house and then she was like, "This is a good thing. You don't need to start. You don't need to, stop this. This is a good thing." She was so proud of me, and yes.
How did it feel when you made your first sale?
Very proud. I was like, okay, I'm doing something good. If my mother care is not going well, at least I'm doing something else that people are seeing.
Was that the point where you thought what my husband said was true? This is something I want to do.
Yes.
See, because it starts in the mind.
And I went back to him and said, what you said is actually going to work, so let's do this. And said, okay,
let's do this. Right. And that's the point I'm trying to make for someone who's listening, that there's always got to be that let's do it moment.
Yes.
And once you find it, I wish we could do this forever. My time is running, but let's talk about, so now where'd you produce from?
We produce from Adeti. That is where we produce.
This is your factory?
It's a factory.
Okay.
It's a very mini factory. It's a small business. It's not that we are still growing, but we really grown. We've done.
Okay. I see that you got some very beautiful packaging as well. Tell us about the packaging and the story of the packaging.
So this packaging is our third we're evolving. This packaging was made here in Ghana by IPAC Packages. Yes. So Maoko, thank you. He called and like, "Oh, you are doing so well. I think we can do something together." I thought it was going to be very hectic, but they are amazing people. So we already. I'm
excited when I hear these things.
Yes. So we had into
because there are a lot of people who don't know that there's such value in Ghana.
Oh yes, they are doing that. They are doing so well. So we spoke. That's one of their managers, and then we did this, and we are still doing more because there are lots of products on the line. We are working with them. Yes.
Right. So this is, I count 5 products here.
5 products.
Is this? Do you have how many more products do you have in your product line?
ISSER now has about 12 products.
Wow. Okay, and this is just 5 of the 12.
This is just 5.
Can you just mention them? So
briefly. We have tomato puree, which has only one ingredient, tomato, and then we have tomato and seasoning mix that has garlic, ginger, onion. Then we have our jollof mix. So for the tomato base, this is what we have. But then the spices, we have our blended garlic, ginger, onion. We have our onion. We have our blended garlic. We have our blended ginger. We have our.
You see the creativity there. So now you're adding different things to it.
Yes.
And they've all got their market, right? They sell.
I tell you.
They're flying off the shelf.
Your customers will tell you what they need. So
right.
They'll build the business with you. Your customers
will say, "Fanchini kakragu emu, fawe kakragu emu,"
The one customer, and we want you to be a one-stop shop. You come there,
convenience.
a convenience because what you're doing, we like it, but we can't buy this here and buy this there. So can you add this? And then
you try it and it works.
And then you put it on your socials and then people see that you are doing this and then. So we sell spice like other stuff a lot as well as the tomato.
Where do you get your tomato from? And I'm asking this question because later on, I'm trying to rush this quite a bit. Where do you get your tomato from?
We source locally, largely locally, until we are out of season. You know, tomatoes, then we go to Burkina, but largely locally because one of our partners has a farm. Ms. Kojo, who works here, yes, he's one of our partners,
right.
And he has a farm, a very huge farm at the Cropon and Volta region. So yes, we are sorted.
So if there's someone, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So yes, if you're a farmer and you love to partner with us, you can contact us on all our social media at Intosura. Then what we do is you will get our team to come and check or inspect your farm. If you are good to go, we'll partner with you.
How about the spices? Those are also, though
everything,
they are the
not
second
only
thing
tomato.
you do.
We source everything locally. So yes, if you are a farmer in bell peppers, all the other spices, ginger, yes.
Bell pepper, and then your friend green pepper. I'm just
so bonnet peppers, yes. We use all those things.
Right.
Green pepper, yes.
Okay. It's a little in-house joke. I would say.
I know.
But it's impressive to see. So let's talk about volumes. What volumes are this? How long has the company been in existence?
5 years.
Okay.
But at a point we had to pause and then we came back not long ago.
Okay.
But we are doing so.
But you didn't stop being a company, so it's still 5 years.
It's still 5 years.
The tax man will come for his 5 years money. He doesn't care. So when I say 5 years, say it confidently.
It's 5 years. We've been in business for 5 years.
Right. Tell us about growth and volumes.
Okay.
When you started, you did your first 10 pieces. And then, you sold on and on and on.
Yeah.
Just averagely, don't be specific. Tell us about, I want you to tie growth to volumes to return on investment in terms of money.
So when we started, as I said, like 10 pieces for our first customer. Now we are doing about 6 tons.
Right.
We are doing about 6 tons. And then we are planning on doing about...
You say 6 tons?
Yes, a year.
Okay.
That's what we are doing now. So the plan is to do about
6 tons of tomato. And that translates into different numbers on the product packaging because of the packaging and all of that.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yes, that's how quick we are growing.
We're wrapping the show shortly, but quickly before that, June is Joy Agribusiness Month in partnership with the Federation of Association of Ghanaian Exporters. And the theme for this month is From Soil to Sovereignty, Building Ghana's Agricultural Self-Reliance Through Innovation. Joy Business Masterclass hosted agribusiness or agri-entrepreneur Mame Ajua Esiedu. That's what we showed you earlier, the Intosura, and the discussion was on tomato processing and the opportunities that's in that business. And so for the subsequent ones, you don't want to miss this particular program, Joy Agri Business, and it is From Soil to Sovereignty. Thank you for joining us on the show today. I am Emefa, Akosua. Adeti. It's been quite a rainy morning, all through yesterday through to this morning. I hope you're staying safe and well. Please stay for joining us desk with Mamie Senior Mitchell Thompson.